It is the Friday edition. I'm having a bit of a morning edition. The Grow Together. Big topic yesterday during our time with the assistant coaches. We're at a point where we're not using youth as an excuse, but it still comes up in conversation edition. And was Aaron Rodgers right about this organization edition? May not be right about other things, but was he right about this team and this organization and the way it runs things edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. Streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And, of course, everything you could possibly want from ESPN Wisconsin on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tausch. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm doing great because I heard something in my ear right before the show started that is like just great music to my ears.
Yeah, it's not.
Jason's got the open. Here we go.
All right, so I was late. I got here a little bit late to the program because if you recall, we have far more cats than we should. And we're in a situation with one of them where I have a decision to make. I made the decision. I don't know if it was the right decision. I feel like morally it's the right decision.
Going to the farm?
I think fiscally it was the wrong decision. No, not going to the farm. That's the problem. So the final cat that we added to our family, his name is AJ. He was a troublemaker for our friends Chris and Becky Jenkins, and they asked us to take him. Yeah,
Jenksy.
We love Jenks. Yeah, Jenksy. We love Jenksy. Don't love the cat that we got from him. And he has a predilection to eat, as Tausch might put it, shrapnel. He has had 2 surgeries. One of which we paid for already. The other that we're still paying off because our veterinarian has been very understanding about this imbecile cat.
How much is like a cat? Ballpark it. Like a cat? You have an ACL or what's what?
$2,500.
For what did it do? What was wrong?
It ate. We have foam flooring in our basement because I'm a helicopter parent. I don't want you to hit your head on the hard concrete.
We're well aware.
And he ate some. And then he did it again about a year later. So now we have the basement completely cordoned off. But his love of eating shrapnel, he ate some hair ties. Cats have 9 lives. He is on at least 4 or 5.
Okay.
So he has again been experiencing symptoms the last 2 days of a blockage in his intestine. And so we took him into the
foam. From this foam.
Not the foam this time. This time, apparently, hair ties and other shrapnel.
Okay.
Because we said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you shouldn't fool people. So he's not allowed downstairs anymore. We've prevented that. He's been sailing away as a good cat, and now we got this situation. But here's the thing: he needs to have surgery again. The estimate is $1,500. I know I portray a very wealthy countenance with my clearance swimming pool from Fleet Farm from a few years ago. That is I'm not starting a GoFundMe page. I am not asking for your donations on Wilde and Tausch, but it is a fiscal hardship for us. It's a lot. And that is not in the budget. So Paul is going to have to get on Poshmark and sell some of my clothes or something. But the choice was, do this surgery, 3 strikes you're out, or don't do the surgery and say AJ went to live on a farm up in the potato corridor
Well, is there
putting
any
him down.
way that this cat will fight through this and be okay, or is it's a must?
So our veterinarian, who is remember, I mean, we have 2 dogs and too many cats, so we are a good customer. Just for regular maintenance, right? Like just checkups and rabies shots. And so he has always been very, very good and honest with us. I asked him what we should do, and he did point out that that AJ is a repeat offender, and that maybe we needed to consider putting him down. Now, complicating issues is that
How much does
Maddie,
it cost to put him down? That's probably a couple $100 too.
I would think so, but it's less than the surgery. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So what we have decided as a family, and I'm going to go.
How old is this cat?
Do you have that? Do you have that number for Tria again? Can I do the show from there during a 14-day stay?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's grab yourself, almost $14,000.
An easy $14,000. There you go.
That's a lot of.
He can eat all he wants.
Cat intestine.
Yeah. Sounds like 3 months for this cat before
he can
something
eat
else
lots
happens.
of shrapnel. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe send this cat into Fort Tria.
His BMI is not 18 to 35, and he's not of kitten-bearing age. All right, so we have decided that what we're going to do. We also have.
How old is the cat again? How old is this cat?
4-ish. Like, I don't know
you
for sure.
got some time left.
Yeah. But again, he engages in such self-destructive, expensive behavior that for the first time, when Dr. DeGrave said this, I thought, maybe it's time. He's had his chances. He continues.
Yep.
He's got a death wish, it would appear. Maybe it's time to say, AJ, thank you for your service and for the debt you've incurred. And I couldn't do it.
I feel fairly confident that's not what's happening here.
I couldn't do it.
I feel fairly confident.
I couldn't do it. And so now I got to figure out how to conjure up $1,500. Yeah. Maybe I could play Prize Picks with your advice, and maybe I could hit big. Yep. And that would be good.
You got Fort Tria. There's all kinds of options.
Jordan Love rushing yards. Yeah, it's going to get this cat back and healthy.
Would it be rude for me? What if I decided to hire Jason as like my driver? Like I wanted to get Jason. I got a couple of holiday trips coming up. Going to want to partake in some Coors Lights. You have to dress as a chauffeur with the name Jeeves, and you will drive. I want to go down to a Bucks game. And we will find a way to get you the $1,500, but you have to do, I don't know, how many hours of driving would that be?
Well, I do have some experience with drives to and from Milwaukee. I think I'm a very safe driver. Let me ask you this, though, Jeeves, or I'm Jeeves. I think it's James. I think James is the drive. Home James. Jeeves is at your house doing, like, butler work.
No, I'd like Jeeves to be my driver.
Okay. All right.
So,
hey, I'm not going to quibble.
I'm playing this game, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to quibble over the name you require me.
You're the one looking for $1,500.
But.
Oh, Jeevesy.
Jaybird Jeeves coming at you. All right. Here's the deal breaker, because I do need the money. We have addressed on this show that I prefer to drive in shorts and a T-shirt or a hoodie.
Yeah, we can work around that.
Do I have to wear? Okay, so I don't have to wear the little hat.
It's not a deal breaker.
The little driver outfit.
Probably shorts, and then I'll let you rock the shorts because you wear shorts everywhere. But I do want the.
I know what you're going to say.
Think even like a limousine. Yeah. There you go. That's what I was looking for, a tuxedo T-shirt.
Is this the latest branch of 565 Analytics? Is 565 Taxi?
Transportation.
I don't know.
We've got our transportation division. So they're at the veterinarian now. He's about to undergo surgery. So prayers up for AJ, the self-destructive cat. But that is how I spent my morning.
Is there like insurance that you could take out on your cat?
If I was American Family, I would not insure this cat.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like this is. This doesn't feel like this should be the case, because what happens, God forbid, You go in there and you're throwing down 15 hundo, and then next week, old boy's eating a catalytic converter out in the garage.
Yeah.
And
I know.
This could be a recurring deal.
It could be. It already is, right? I mean, this is trip number 3 for him. And what I also am struggling with is how do we further prevent these scenarios? Now, what I've come up with, this is my plan for his recovery and hopefully preventing a recurrence. So Madison, our oldest, who's 13, she's a chip off the old block when it comes to Paula. She is extremely OCD. Everything has its place, very detail-oriented. And so we also have a hamster named Oliver, and we have in one of our spare bedrooms that we don't use is like our art room where the girls can do art projects. And that's where Oliver lives exclusively. So he's got his little cages
except
that he
for that
could,
one time.
Except for that one time,
Oliver
when he
the
escaped.
house.
Yes, but we found him.
I still don't know how the hell you guys found Oliver. Like that's
It was a Christmas miracle.
That's crazy.
No doubt about it.
I thought that Oliver might be in AJ's belly. Is what I thought might
causing a blockage, exactly. And we could surgically remove him like Jonah inside the whale. He'd come back out. He'd be fine. So what I have determined is AJ has to live in Maddie's room. Jack on the talk and text line. Packers brass would say that AJ is performing the best of his career.
No, that's funny.
That's a Josh Myers joke, in case you missed it. And they doubled down on it this week. So what he is going to do, assuming he pulls through this $1,500 surgery and comes home to us, he is going to have to live exclusively in Maddie's room. We will AJ-proof her room even further. That's where he usually sleeps.
Is she
That's where
really
he lives.
tight with AJ,
Yes.
or why her?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He has really become her cat. So in that way, it kind of works out a little bit. But I'm exasperated, and I am not a. I had a.
What was the vote? Was it a 4-0 vote to do this surgery, or was it 2-2?
I think if we had used the democratic process, I think Paula would definitely have voted Potato Corridor Farm.
Yep.
I think Sydney, who is wired like me, would have felt like the right decision, much like I feel, would be Potato Corridor Farm, but couldn't do it. And knowing how much her sister loves this cat, Sydney would vote with me and say, all right, we'll figure out how to pay for it. Let's do the surgery. Maddie obviously wouldn't. It was not a thought. It was, you got to save his life. I know he's an idiot, but I love him. Please don't kill him. Save his life. Nick in Wanakivi, the talk and text line. I'm now updating my list, power ranking, some might say, of house cleaning priorities. Fire Goody, fire LaFleur, bench Love, kill the cat.
Dang, Nick.
It's cold, Nick. It's cold. Well, I don't know. I don't think any of those things are going to happen. I know the last one, we have chosen not to do that. But, yeah. So that's where we stand. I will keep you updated. I know you're very concerned. It would be inappropriate.
How long is this surgery?
He's going to have to stay overnight at the animal hospital. Hooked up to tiny little IVs, I assume.
You gonna go visit him?
I don't know what the visiting policy is, frankly. We did not visit him in his previous instances, but it was not good. So, Erica Wilde, ask Aaron Rodgers for some autographed items to sell. Yeah, I can't do that. Also, how do you think those would sell right now? What do you think?
They'd still sell.
You think so?
Yeah, they'd still sell.
Better than 3
Less
weeks
than
ago.
what they were, but yeah, they'd still sell.
Well, that sets up our perfect segue into discussing whether Aaron Rodgers, the dearly departed Aaron Rodgers, he's not in the same spot as AJ the Cat. He just went to New York. But was he right about this organization? We'll get into that conversation. We'll also talk to Rob Domofsky a little bit later in the show. But before any of that can happen, Tausch has to tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, we can't control cats' appetites. We can't control hamsters' travel patterns. We can't control inflation. Can't control skyrocketing prices, but there is something that can be done. And Jason, get your windows a little tightened up and help your energy costs. You can pay for this ACL and the belly and everything else that your dog has. And you can do it year-round by replacing those drafty old windows and doors. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can have them installed in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. Do it today. What do you guys think? What if we do this? I will put 100 in Prize Picks. And I think as a community, a Wilde and Tausch community, we try to get this to 1,500. We make our wisest, smartest projections, and if we can get it there, great. If it goes bust, it goes bust.
When we get to zero, the cat goes.
So here's what I'll do, because I'm already on
Jordan Love
Picks.
has 2 rushing yards on Sunday.
Jesse is already on Prize Picks. Jason, you have to start your own account. You put $100 in, then it turns into $200. So now we have $200 to play with to get you to 15. I will spot you the 100. Then you get the 100 match from Prize Picks. Use that promo code WI, and we're off to the races. We can't lose.
No, we can definitely lose.
For sure, but you can't.
That's fair. That's fair. The things you will do for cats.
Yeah,
Jeeves here. I'll do that. I'll do that if you're spotting me. But I'm
spotting it.
I'm nervous.
I still don't know. You should have got a hold of our old friend from DeForest. You know she's a veterinarian.
Is she still practicing?
For you, she would.
I'm sure she would love to come and perform surgery in our dining room. We need an anesthesiologist up here. All right, so we're going to shift gears. Thank you for allowing me to work through my cat issues. Shrapnel. I think we should start calling him Shrapnel. I think we should change his name.
You really wanted to. So I understand the emotional connection here, but you really wanted to say deuces.
I feel like he's had far too many bites at the shrapnel. And he continues to bring this on himself. And my fear is what you said, is that we do this, and a year from now he does this again despite our best efforts. And at what point...
Did you have that conversation with Sid and Madison to say, all right, this is the last shot, or is this you're going to continue to do it?
No, we did not.
Inevitably said cat eats something else.
So Dr. DeGrave and Paula and I were on our little conference call, and I was about a minute late for the show because that was wrapping up. So I have not had conversations with anybody since I gave the go-ahead on the surgery. So,
hey, kids, would you like to go to college or have this cat live 4 more months?
Well, I'm not going to put their college funds into Prize Picks as desperately as I'd like to have this turn my direction. I wonder if I can use my HSA on medical situations for cats, because I feel like I've built that up okay. What's the rule there?
I think you can. Yeah, I don't know why you couldn't.
Because they're not humans,
I don't know.
Perhaps. I need to.
That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story.
Whoa, Nelly!
You know, the worst part of this is I'm afraid that this is deterring you from dog ownership. Like, one of my quests has been to get those kids of yours a dog, and I feel like this is now helping your argument.
It's not helping, for sure.
Yeah, no, I was afraid of that.
I appreciate you telling the story. I appreciate it.
All right, we will shift gears to, was Aaron Rodgers right? We'll do it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The off-season wait is over. It's Marquette hoops season.
He'll drive baseline under the basket to a flashing Iguodala.
Oh,
he stuffed it, counted it a foul. Good.
The number 5 Golden Eagles tip off their season Monday night with Northern Illinois coming to Fiserv Forum. Our game day coverage starts at 6 with Marquette College Game Day, followed by Gabe Neitzel and the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 7 o'clock. Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith are on the call at 7:30. 94.5 ESPN, the official home for Marquette basketball.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Man on the moon, when you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Nice work, Jesse. The cat's in the operating room right now. Yeah. We can't pay for college now. Thank you for letting me vent about that, but let's move on. Tausch, you sent this tweet. I don't know who this person is. I don't know.
I think it's Christian Watson's parents is what I think sent it.
His brother, Trey. I talked to Christian about that a little bit yesterday. The idea... Maybe it's Swerve and Irvin. Maybe it's Irvin who just doesn't...
No, it was Swerve. Yeah, it was Swerve.
I don't think it's the real Swerve. Whether you like it or not...
check mark.
Check mark by his name. Anybody can get one of those these days. And whether you like it or not, Aaron Rodgers was right about everything. And it was a clip of Rodgers talking about how Kenny Clark thought he was getting cut heading into his third season because the front office was not great at communicating. And that would have been on Goody's watch. Now, we heard the story yesterday that Rasul Douglas was so surprised by the news of this trade that he thought someone was pranking him on Halloween, and he hung up on Goody. He thought it was somebody pretending to be Goody.
Is Halloween? It's not
no,
April Fool's.
I don't think so, but I think, I don't know, maybe we're expanding our April Fool's Day approach.
Oh,
and then
great.
Mark Murphy had a call back to say, no, it's real, and thank you for your service, but you're a Buffalo Bill. We contrast that with the conversation we had yesterday, and if you missed it, you can check it out on Wisconsin On Demand, that the Giants, when they got a call several days before the trade deadline about Leonard Williams, their veteran Pro Bowl defensive tackle, that they called him and said, hey, look, we weren't looking to move you. We got this call from the Seahawks. We're having this conversation, but it's possible this might happen. Here's the problem. That is exactly the scenario that occurred with Rasul Douglas. They got a call several days before the trade deadline from the Bills expressing interest. Goody said it himself. He said, what they were offering, we weren't interested. But then it got to a point where it was too good to pass up, was his quote. So they are, Tausch, literally the same situation. And they were handled vastly differently. Mm-hmm. Was Aaron Rodgers right about how players are treated by this regime?
It's I think everybody would tell you differently. I bet if you talk to David Bakhtiari, he would say, no, I think Brian Gutekunst has been very upfront and communicative with him. Mason Crosby, I would bet if you asked him, I think he would say Brian Gutekunst has been very communicative with him. I think the tricky part of this is, again, you don't want to bring something up and say something and then let those players know that very well could be on your team because the trade doesn't go through. Do you want to put that angst on them? You don't. So I get it. I understand from Goody's standpoint why he doesn't want to do that. And it's like Brad Pitt in your favorite movie. You have to be able to make the best decisions and not allow personal biases or like and dislike to help you make decisions about who you're going to keep on your football team. I do think there's a more human element, a more empathetic way to do it. But in this case, if it's up against it and it's a trade deadline deal and it comes right at 3 and you got Schefter and Rappaport and everybody reporting it, I understand how it can go this way, but I still think Goody should make that phone call. And to his credit, I guess he tried. And he didn't want. It's like that an American president when old boy's trying to order flowers. Hey, you can only do so much. They have to be willing to accept the phone call. So it's a tough spot. I think we all want this world to be kumbaya and lovey-dovey. And unfortunately, this business, it ain't it. And you know that going in. You hope after a certain amount of time, there's enough respect that they could tell you, hey, your time has come to an end, blah, blah, blah. This is just, I don't think there was I don't know, what do you want Brian Gutekunst to do in this spot? What did you want him to do?
So, I first of all, you have made the point many times, and it's a very good one, and it's a really important one that we have to remember when we're having this conversation, which is no one wants to get bad news. So it doesn't matter if you deliver it with caviar on the side and other garnishes. It's still something, it's still tough to swallow, right? So it doesn't matter if you say it in the nicest tone or whatever else. The bottom line is we're still cutting you. We're still trading you. We don't want you anymore, right? So we're not re-signing you, But again, I think back to the situation with Micah Hyde that he talked about with us on this show many years ago, where they basically came to him with 6 games left in the season and said, look, man, we're not re-signing you. Now, when I think about that, that's really problematic because what are you doing for a season in which you need the guy to play? That was just dumb. But generally speaking, bad news is bad news. There are more humane or, as you said, empathetic ways to deliver it. In this instance, though, I don't agree with you on Well, do you want him having this on his plate? You have the ability to say, look, the Bills called. They're interested in you. We are not interested in moving you. But this may get to a point where it's worth our while with what we're trying to do here. You get it, Rasul, where it might make sense for us to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like what the Giants did because they still traded the guy. But if you listen to Leonard Williams talk about it in Seattle, he was extremely appreciative that they handled it that way. And I'm guessing, again, Aaron Jones yesterday tells us the story. Like, Rasul Douglas got that call, apparently, at Lambeau Field on his cell phone. Like, he was in the facility because after they traded him, Aaron Jones was in the facility, too. Somebody in the building told him, hey, we just traded Rasul. He said, I want to go talk to him. He's like, well, he just got out of the sauna. He's downstairs. So Aaron Jones goes downstairs, and the two of them cried together. But he got that call while he was in the building, and he got a phone call.
Yeah.
So there's another kind of a deal.
Here's the deal. There's no good way to do it. There's better ways, and in a perfect kumbaya world like you want to live, that's how you would do it. But again, I don't think calling Rasul Douglas and saying, hey, the Bills called and we think you're worth more than a fifth-round pick, but if they get to a fourth, we're dumping you. I don't know if that makes you feel
so
that
you don't
much
like
better
what the
either.
Giants did? You don't like what the Giants did?
No, I
with
do.
Williams?
Listen, I said I do. I think it's nice to be in because there's also we have a couple of options. Where would you like to go? That part of it is great, but no, if you're saying, hey, we're releasing or trading you, and here's the deal, at least you know when you heard it from him. I would prefer that, but in these cases where you don't know, you want to keep the player. I don't think Goody wanted to get rid of Rasul Douglas. I think he was not close-minded about it, and obviously he decided to make the move. But until then, I don't want to bring that consternation to my locker room because guess what? Then he stays, and all of a sudden he's thinking, how much does this team really want me? They just were going to dump me for a fifth. And then where's his motivation within his own team? Whereas if you don't do that and you let Schefter and everybody else report it, like you did with Jonathan Taylor and the A.J. Dillon, you're going to feel bad either way. So it's not as easy as how everybody is portraying it. Like Goody was some devil for doing what he did. I just don't look at it that way.
I agree. I don't think it's that. But I do think that there is a way to do it if you like. I think John Schneider is well known for being pretty good at this stuff. I think he is. I think you talk to guys in Seattle and they will tell you that. I think you talk to some guys that have played for Goody. Obviously there are some like David Bakhtiari. Yeah, he's been very upfront. He gave me $15 million to play one game this year. I'm very appreciative, right?
For sure.
Like, and it's okay for him to disagree with Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers does have a long list of examples.
For sure. There's also personnel people when I played that would tell you one thing and something else happened. So
and that's the worst.
And
Jinx.
So let's not try crowning and princing people and saying, well, everybody in that line of work has had at some point where they've had to do things that maybe they felt a little icky about.
So what did John Schneider tell you that wasn't true?
Ask Brady Papinga.
Well, you and John Schneider could sit down with a Coors Light, talk about the good old days when he wasn't honest with you, and enjoy the fact that the Blue Mountains are nice and shining blue.
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it is made to chill the mountains. Oh, those mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans, they turn blue. That's when you know it's chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, we need to get to our green and gold game preview, but I did want to let you guys know we had another Joe Barry defining incident yesterday.
No!
Did
we
you
have
really?
audio, I hope. There better be audio.
I don't think we've cut that up yet, but he explained to us what clusters are. We've had a lot of trouble with these cluster formations,
like
and a cluster if you guys don't know, a cluster is when they bunch the wide receivers together, and it makes it harder to cover because they're all together in a cluster. That's why they call it a cluster.
I know people want Joe Barry fired, a lot of Packer fans. I strictly don't, just for his explaining on Thursdays. This is
want
a
him
fun
around
new
now.
little Friday segment. I'm going to miss the Joe Barry explanation. It is now your job, Wilde, on Thursdays to get him to explain something very simple and break it down even simpler. That is your new role on Barry Thursday.
Compared to turnovers and takeaways, clusters is like a 300 level course, I think.
It's fair. We call them takeaways because you got to take the ball away. All right, we're going to do our green and gold game preview, and what a preview is where you talk about an upcoming game that hasn't been played yet. A review is after the game when we talk about what occurred in the game, but this is a preview as we get ready for Packers-Rams on Sunday at Lambeau Field. The green and gold game previews next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
From the Preps. On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
This is the year to buy the woman you love a big anniversary diamond.
What's a big anniversary diamond?
A big anniversary diamond is any diamond that's at least twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
A big anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
People are always so happy when they see the price we can give them.
Kessler's has wonderful prices on 1 carat, carat and a half, 2 carat, and 3 carat big anniversary diamonds.
People will ask you about your big diamond everywhere you go.
So big anniversary diamonds are the hot new trend?
It began with men buying big anniversary diamonds for the women they love, but now it's gone to a whole new level.
Women are now buying big anniversary diamonds for their men.
Women are saying, two can play that game.
I like games that two can play.
Everybody likes games that two can play.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps and download the Cousins Club app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousins Club app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time only products, coupons, and special offers. And you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. The Wisconsin football program has officially announced their full schedule for the 2024 season. Highlights of the schedule include opening with 3 straight home non-conference games, including Western Michigan, South Dakota, and Alabama on September 14th. Following a bye week, they'll make their first Big Ten trip to USC, and other home opponents include Purdue, Penn State, Oregon, and closing out the season at the camp against Minnesota. Next year's Big Ten championship game is on December 7th of 2024.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round. No interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Visit PellaWI.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's That's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand-select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry, here to tell you about Ridgetop Exterior's most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Applause, I live for the applause, applause, live for the applause, applause, live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Give me the feeling of love, turn the lights on. Put your hands and make them turn and turn on. Give me the feeling of love, turn the lights on.
Time now for our green and gold game preview as we get ready for Packers-Rams on Sunday at Lambeau Field.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold Game Preview.
Packers haven't won since September 24th. Here we go.
Today, November 3rd?
Yep. When they take the field on Sunday, it'll be November 5th. Guys, what's the big storyline heading into this game as the 2-5 Green Bay Packers look to get off the schneid and bounce back from their 4-game losing streak?
Well, I don't know if it's much of a storyline. I don't think Stafford's playing, right? I mean, that to me is what is going to, if Stafford plays, I think the Rams probably are favored to win. If he doesn't, I think Green Bay somehow will be favored.
Yeah.
So I don't think, have they completely determined him out yet, or do you think today's Friday report do you think he's playing or not? That's the question I have.
I think he's at a point in his career where he can play without practicing, obviously. I think they're going to list him as questionable, so it's a guessing game, and we're going to give him up till game time, and then I think ultimately he won't play. That would be my prediction. But
that's
again,
kind of what I would think too.
You know, look, the thing about thumb injuries is some players, when they play with a thumb injury, they're considered the Iron Man and what a great, thank you for your service. Others, that guy sucked last year. That's Brett Favre versus Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll see how Matthew Stafford plays out. But that would, Tausch, if I'm Sean McVay, that's how I'm playing this. Even if I've already decided.
Yeah, But this is where the NFL needs to crack down and say, no, people are betting Bonko dollars. You're telling us Friday if he's playing or not.
Agreed. Totally agree. Will we get to that point?
You're going to have to. There's too much money on the line. You can't sit here and have uncertainty with all this. It needs to be, here's the deal. You know he's not playing, there are true game time decisions, but let me tell you something. Very rarely do they not have a very good inkling as far as what's going to happen.
Agreed. Next.
Besides Jordan Love, which player is most important for the success of the Green Bay Packers, which they have not found much of in the last calendar month, on Sunday? Tausch?
It's easy for me. I'm going 2 players because this is the game wrecker. It's Josh Myers and John Runyon. So I'm going to go both because Aaron Donald's going to go hunt. Deer hunting is coming. Aaron Donald, he's hunting. And it's going to be a combination because they're going to slide Josh Myers with wherever Aaron Donald. And if I'm Aaron Donald, I say, well, look I got Elton Jenkins who's starting to play better. He's a really good player. Or we can go over here and have a little bit of fun. I'm guessing Aaron Donald's salivating and saying, you know what? Let's go hunt down old John Runyon Jr. and Joshy Myers. And I know Myers is playing the best ball of his career, so we'll test that, and we'll see if that's accurate.
All right, so a couple things on that point. Josh Myers has never played against Aaron Donald. First time Josh Myers was out with an injury. Last year, Donald didn't play. So this will be his first time facing him. So that's an interesting wrinkle. Also, I remember once, was it during a playoff game or a Sunday night game where Elton and Aaron Donald went at it? Elton, not a guy I want to mess with. Aaron Donald, also not a guy I want to mess with. So I'm curious to see if they do match up on
I ain't gonna lie to
Sunday.
you. I agree. I don't want to mess with either. But if you're forcing me to pick who I'm messing with, I ain't messing with Aaron Donald under any circumstances.
No, he's going to use your helmet to bash your head in, or at least try to.
And get no suspension or fine.
No, unbelievable.
Maybe he was internally fined.
Since Tausch picked 2, then who am I not to get to pick 2?
Yeah,
I'm going to pick Christian Watson on the offensive side of the ball. You can read all about him in this morning's Wisconsin State Journal and on Madison.com. I had a lovely conversation with him. He understands he needs to do more. He ain't done enough. He's got 1 catch for 77 yards. His other 10 catches for 99 total. He needs to be a playmaker.
Not Madden-esque. Madden-esque.
And then on the flip side, goodbye Rasul Douglas. Hello Carrington Valentine. Rookie 7th-round pick. Tausch, you played as a rookie 7th-round pick.
I did.
How hard is that?
You know what? Yeah, it's obviously hard, but man, you don't know any better, and you're so excited to just be out there.
I think that's how he is too.
I wouldn't be shocked. He might be my Steinhoffler. Maybe.
I like it. Next.
It's not that, because the beauty of being a late pick, your expectations. I know you guys don't believe in not you, not Jason.
Wait, what do I believe in?
Some people don't believe in the expectation game, but you can really play free flow when you're a 6th, 7th round pick because, he sucks. He's a 6th, 7th round pick. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, 6th, 7th round pick. He's playing pretty good. Oh, interesting. Next. Let's go. What are we doing?
All right.
Felt like I already said next.
Green and gold game.
Yeah, we said next twice.
Green and gold game preview wraps up with this.
Did you not hear my voice? My voice trailed off. That's the sign that we're moving on.
And when your voice trails off,
on,
that
big
means
fella.
you're not talking as much and you kind of come to the end of your conversation.
You know what? Old boy's not in the studio today.
You're not motivated because you're not showing up for Grayson Allen.
Grayson's not here. Yeah.
Grayson's not in the studio.
Had a good time
Old
yesterday.
Jelly's kind of mailing it in.
And he
mailing
left
in
before
Friday
the end of the show, right?
He did. He had to go to lunch.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell. Hey, he's the perfect guy to follow in your footsteps.
I thought him out of priority.
I got to go get lunch.
Somehow they only downloaded the first 2 hours of the podcast yesterday. The 3rd hour never even got downloaded.
The Packers beat the Rams on Sunday if blank, or what are you willing to bet on Sunday's game with Mad Dog Russo's career on the line? Your pick. Tausch?
Well, I've already gotten Mad Dog fired last week, so I'm not going to put Mad Dog's job on the line. I think this has to be an Aaron Jones game. I would think you just had an emotional week. Jason just talking about crying with Rasul Douglas, and I think a lot of these veterans probably are looking at this. And one of the things that always stood out to me when Ted Thompson came and spoke to us after he fired Mike Sherman was he kind of laid it at our shoulders, at our feet. And he put some on himself, but he also said, in the nicest Ted Thompson way, the veteran players didn't play well enough, and that's a big reason why people are out the door. This is a young roster, but these veterans, there's a ton expected of them when you're the only old guys. Aaron Jones has had a disappointing season, mainly because of injury. Mm-hmm. I think people are asking why, and I know we wore a red jersey a bunch this week. I'm guessing he's going to play, and I'm guessing he's going to unleash. And I think he needs to have a monster day, and if he does, I think that opens up some other things. But I think if this offense is going to get on track and be better, Aaron Jones has to be the catalyst because that was the plan. And I don't think this script is working the way it is until Aaron Jones gets back on track.
So that's a great answer, and I now have to come up with something else. And I will say this. Veteran players, to Tausch's point about Ted, I want to see how Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon, Kenny Clark, those veterans on that side of the ball respond to this, because the messaging of this trade, whether you like it or not, is we're building for the future, and now is not as important as the future. So are they going to sulk and pout and say, this is not what I signed up for? Or are they going to rise up and say, hey, in honor of our departed friend, we're going to play our asses off? I don't know. They still, I'm just telling you from my vibe in the locker room with those guys yesterday, they are still coming to grips. They're going through the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross process. And that is not a great sign. No, they're definitely not at acceptance. I think they might still be at anger, frankly. I don't think they got... I think they would have been more understanding if the compensation had been higher. That is my opinion, based on some of the conversations I had. So
it was too good to pass up, though.
That's what I heard. All right, that's it for the green and gold game preview. Ooh, trivia early in the ball game, Jesse? Really?
I mean, usually on Fridays we do it around this time.
Yeah, this is kind of the slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we could do end of show Friday trivia if you want to.
No, we got Feel Good Friday at the end of the show. You're right. You got Domofsky coming up. We got sleepers. We got Tausch singing at some juncture again with his headlines, making it very difficult for the rest of us to do anything that's interesting for headlines. So,
Jason, by the way, I fully understand now. I still would never quit like you did, but I would not. I understand where you're coming from, because after Joshy put that ensemble together last week, let's just put it this way: there is an ode to Joshy, not Joshy DiMaggio. Josh in Heartland. There is an ode to Josh in my headline this week.
All right, well, we look forward to that. But right now it's time for trivia. Jesse, what's the category and what caller do you want?
Who's your daddy? Indiana Hoosiers.
Oh, yeah, they're playing the
Who's your
Hoosiers.
daddy?
Yeah.
Questions about Hoosiers.
Great. Caller 8. Caller 8. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Wilde and Tausch trivia.
Disappointed, Jason. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm heading to Bloomington for the game. Who's down in the Bloomington area that I went to their wedding and they're huge fans of the show and we ixnayed them from being a part of trivia? Who's down there?
The Bus Davison family?
Yeah, I would think that the Bus family would say, oh, T, let's go have a Coors Light, a Tito's, and maybe grab a dinner. I've not heard a word from the Bus family.
I hate to be this person, but did you consider reaching out to them in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
But you're going to call them out on your public platform 24 hours before the game.
It's not even really 20. Yeah, it is 24 hours. Yeah, we got 24 hours. That's fair. All right, so you got time.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Untethered, unfiltered, and unbothered.
That is the start of the summer. Everybody is guns out because the sun is out, and buns out because the sun is out. They don't do that in October.
Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
Me and Ben, we like buns. And they only come out in Wisconsin in May.
Weekdays from 2 to 5, right here on 94.5 ESPN. And subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the November 5th game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know basketball? Then try to turn your basketball knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like basketball star Damian Lillard. With more stats than any sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching! You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. And only on Sleeper can you get up to 100 times payout. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to a $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to a $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
Where is your pain? Is it in your knees, hips, your back? Don't let it sideline you any longer. And don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all across America. Over 150 clinics nationwide with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. So get started now and you can live big in 2024. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews for people with arthritic pain and pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path toward that pain-free life. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
See, when I'm gone, I'm never really gone. You think you're moving on, but no one's gonna feel like. Thought it would be easy to forget me. Let go of the memories. Now your bed is empty, and you're waking up sweating. I'm still in your wild dreams.
The Badgers take on the Hoosiers tomorrow. Tausch, when do you get down there? Can I call the Bus family on your behalf?
Sure, if you want.
Okay. Is there anything Jason can do to earn a few extra bucks to help you out this weekend? Can you need a spotter
pack your
or anything?
suitcase or? All right, let's play trivia because I don't want. I quite frankly, I don't want him to answer that.
No, I think the driving. I would feel bad having you do anything else besides driving.
Wait, maybe I can get my.
It works well because you don't drink, so it fits exactly. It works beautifully. For me.
Maybe I could get my pedicure license.
I don't think that's a road you want to go down.
I don't think I have any interest in that.
I think do pedicures have the same Hippocratic oath as doctors?
That's a great question.
Like, you could, if I go get a pedi from you, you couldn't talk about my toes.
All right, now wait a
air,
minute.
could you?
The Hippocratic oath is do no harm. So the oath I take is to not.
But HIPAA laws.
Did you think the Hippocratic oath was HIPAA?
No, HIPAA laws are in play with the same basic
odd
consensus.
coincidence that those two things sound alike. Let's play trivia.
Is it?
It is.
Whoa, is it?
Nelly. Yes. HIPAA laws that's like an acronym for whatever the hell it stands for.
I understand. Hey, why don't you ask Joe Perry? I want Joe Perry to explain it to me. I don't need you guys explaining it.
Exactly. All right, let's welcome in our contestant. It is Elijah in Boston. Elijah, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm good.
All right, let's play some trivia.
You know what I think of when I think of Mauston? I used to play Little League Baseball, and they had blue buses. The blue buses always came rolling in. Yeah.
Are they
Mauston,
like the blue hens,
buses.
or what are they?
I don't know why their buses were blue, but it was like robin egg blue. The buses would come rolling in when we played tournaments.
Elijah, question 1 belongs to Tausch. I'm sorry, I didn't know what the segue was there.
No, I kind of was wondering if
all
Elijah
right.
was going to like co-sign what I was saying. It's true.
No,
It's just like there's no buses
I just work up here, so I don't know nothing about the blue buses, but
We're fine. All right, maybe we should institute a rule where we should assume that just because people live places doesn't mean they know anything about the high school. Didn't we just do this with Waterford earlier this week?
Yeah, the guy moved there a week ago.
It actually has happened 3 times this week, but if you think I'm going to change, you knows it means not changing. All right, Elijah, the final scene of the 1986 classic movie, Hoosiers, features the Indiana High School State Championship played in the actual basketball arena found on which of these college campuses? Is it Purdue, Butler, or IUPUI?
I'm going to go with Purdue.
Tough first one. Ironically, Jeeves, it is the Butler.
Oh, okay.
Even more coincidentally, Jeeves here, I have played on the floor that Ooey Pooey, Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis has. They have the old Market Square Arena floor from the old Pacers home.
Wow.
And when I used to go to the scouting combine and we played pickup ball, we always played at IUPUI and on their court, which was pretty cool, actually.
You're an elbow jumper guy, weren't you? You were an elbow jumper
I am
guy.
a three-point shooter, I am a facilitator, and I can't guard a folding chair, and I don't do much on the rebounding end either.
You're like Benny Brust, just like Brusty.
All right, let's bounce back here, Elijah, with question 2. Let's drive a big blue bus into the correct answer category. In addition to beginning his career at Army and spending the majority of it as the head coach at Indiana, the late Bob Knight finished his career as the head men's basketball coach at which other university? Was it Arkansas, Texas Tech, or St. John's?
Texas Tech.
Also, if you're willing to do, and I'm going to share this later, my buddy Jason McMahon did the research. I want to make sure he gets the credit. But he went back through the archives yesterday. If you've ever heard the story about how Bob Knight was supposed to be the coach at Wisconsin, it is 1,000% true. He had finished his 3rd year at Army, and they were on the cusp of hiring him. The Capital Times newspaper broke the news that he was going to be the next coach, and whether or not he bailed because of that report is some reason of conjecture, but he ended up staying at Army for 3 more years and then ending up at Indiana. So Bob Knight could have been the Badgers coach once upon a time.
And the Capital Times is the reason that Wisconsin is not a blue blood of college basketball.
That's why they haven't won a title since 1941. That was 1968, I believe that occurred. All right, Tausch, question 3.
All right, Elijah, which current Heisman Trophy candidate played in 21 games at Indiana from 2018 till 2021 before transferring to their current school? Is it Jaden Daniels, Jordan Travis, or Michael Penix Jr.?
Ooh, this is just a guess. I'll go with the third one.
Nailed it.
And what a
Nailed
guess
it.
it was! Future Packers quarterback Michael Penix Jr. is the correct answer.
Oh, snap.
You got the first one wrong, but you got the last 2 right. You got 3 of the possible 4 entries. Elijah, thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Keep an eye out for those blue buses, allegedly. All right, that's
There's blue buses
that's
in
the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
Guarantee.
The 10 o'clock hour will include a visit from our buddy Rob Domofsky and our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. But before that, we kick it off with the weekend preview, which is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Thinking about remodeling your bath or shower? Now's the perfect time to save on design and remodeling with Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, offering fast, professional installation and care for life. For 2 weeks only, Kohler Services is offering $1,500 off your shower or bath remodel from now until November 15th. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Following Aaron Rodgers' first 7 games as starting quarterback, the Packers offered him a huge contract extension. 7 games into Jordan Love's tenure as QB1, GM Brian Gutekunst has been non-committal about Love's future in Green Bay. With 1 year remaining on Love's deal, Gutekunst says he would rather it not take more than this season to know whether he's the answer at quarterback.
We got 10 games left. It's going to be very important 10 games, and I think he's done a lot of really good things. Really like the way he's responded to the adversity, how he's led the team.
Love and the Packers getting ready to face the 3-5 Los Angeles Rams Sunday at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar. Or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. We've got Rob Domofsky coming up soon. So, let's hit the accelerator, Jesse, and get to the weekend preview ASAP.
5 games on the football docket this weekend. I want you to pick one that you're interested in watching and one that you don't care if you miss. Daylight savings, maybe take a little extra snooze during it. Yeah, a little.
So, will it be lighter? Again, you guys know I struggle immensely with the tilt
should
of
not have
the
brought it
sun.
up.
Indeed you do.
The tilt of the earth, the axis, and does this mean it will be lighter in the morning?
Yes.
Or because it gets darker at night, so it will be lighter.
you.
What time?
So today,
what time will that move to?
Today it was dark at 6:45 in the morning. Next Monday or Sunday even, it will not be dark at 6:45 in the morning.
But it'll still get worse and worse as we hurtle toward December 21st, when we will then flip back.
Okay, so it will get darker, but it gets darker earlier at night now, like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
They're going to condense from both ends,
Yep.
But you're going to get your extra light at the beginning of the day as opposed to at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a fascinating deal. I wish I understood it better. I need Joe Barry to explain the axis of how this works.
We call it daylight savings because we save the daylight for the morning. But you could argue that you're just moving the daylight around. You're not saving it at all.
You're kind of robbing Paul to pay Peter on this.
When the sun rises on Saturday, it will shine on Wrigley Field, where Iowa and Northwestern will play a college football game.
But I don't have Peacock.
Oh, my God.
It's exclusively on Peacock Saturday at 2:30.
Oh, my God.
The line is listed at over-under 30 points, the lowest on record in modern college football.
Take the under.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that is low. I think it feels like every Iowa game is a struggle for points. And what I mean by that is both teams stink on offense. That's what I mean by that.
Top 25 matchup Saturday night, Washington at USC. Future Packers quarterback Michael Penix.
I'm not interested in that one.
Or future Packers quarterback Caleb Williams, both in action in that
Future
game.
Big Ten team.
USC stinks. I'm not interested.
Well, if you are interested, you can watch it on ABC and the ESPN app and listen to it on ESPN Radio. Then Sunday, outside of the noon window when the Packers play, this is a great NFL Sunday.
Let me tell you something. We've complained a bunch this year about Sunday's NFL slates. They've been some very, very weak slates. This ain't it. You have the juggernaut weekend, and I don't even need Jesse to tell me when the games are. We got the German early games. Daylight savings time. Now, how does that affect the German time?
You get
the Germans
I don't
also
know.
do daylight savings?
I don't know about the Germans. What I do know is you'll get an extra hour of sleep and then get up for the early football game.
You'll
at
get more sleep and you won't be grumpy
on the NFL Network.
Fall back. So if it's a 8:30 tip, it would have actually been 9:30 last week. Correct?
In your body clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, anyways, I think the NFL, if they had to do it over, they would not have probably done this because this should be a big time slotted game, and they should have known. Both of these teams. This will be the biggest numbered European game in that 8:30 window of all time.
Great.
Because this game has monster parameters as far as who's going to get that one seed, and as we all know, it's the most important one seed in the history of sports.
Except for that one time.
Unless it's the Green Bay Packers. By the way, unless it's the Green Bay Packers, this one seed has made the Super Bowl a bunch.
You're right.
A bunch.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Dolphins Chiefs 8:30 Sunday on the NFL Network in Germany. After the Packers game on Fox, 3:25 Sunday afternoon, America's Game of the Week with big game Burkhart and Olsen. Cowboys at Eagles.
Yeah.
Another big
Coach
implication
Mike.
game.
Yeah.
And the Sunday night game, Bills at Bengals.
The Fighting Rasuls.
Man. Rasul Douglas and the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, what channel did you say that morning game's on?
NFL Network.
Peacock?
No. Iowa Northwestern Saturday afternoon is on Peacock.
God.
And when is Murder, She Wrote again?
NFL Network for the Germany game on Sunday morning.
Dude, I'll say this. Sunday, if you love football and you're going to be getting back late from Bloomington, Indiana, and you just want to watch ball, Sunday is it. You literally could watch 16 hours of ball, and outside of the Packers-Ram game, you're going to see a lot of good football.
Oh, no. The Germans have their own daylight savings
what are you doing?
time.
We all got that text from John. What are you doing? I was just ignoring it so we could get to Tomasky on time.
I smelt like there might be something fishy with that German daylight savings time.
Tell us about
what
AmFam,
is it?
please.
Just tell me. Tell me what it is.
Please tell us about AmFam, please.
I did not check my phone. What's the German? What is it? You're not going to tell me?
They do theirs.
Well, I'll tell you about Dreaming Fearlessly. And American Family Insurance wants to give you and a friend a VIP experience at a Badger football or basketball game this season. You and a friend receive pre-game, sideline, or courtside passes, a tour of the facility, tons of great merch to support your Badger. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
Rob Domofsky of ESPN.com joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The off-season wait is over. It's Marquette Hoops season.
He'll drive baseline under the basket to a flashing Iguodala.
Oh,
he stuffed
wow.
it, counted it a foul. Good.
The number 5 Golden Eagles tip off their season Monday night with Northern Illinois coming to Fiserv Forum. Our game day coverage starts at 6 with Marquette College Game Day, followed by Gabe Neitzel and the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 7 o'clock. Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith are on the call at 7:30. 94.5 ESPN, the official home for Marquette basketball.
There's nothing like a great night's sleep. If your mattress isn't quite right, chances are you're not sleeping as well as you should be. Steinhoffel's exclusive Discover Your Sleep system maps your body and sleeping position, and then finds the perfect mattress for you through science. So, stop in and find your perfect mattress with the Discover Your Sleep system, only at Steinhoffel's. Relax. It's Steinhoffel's.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
If you can't get a good night's sleep, let me ask you, are you breathing well? Because if you're snoring or waking up each night with a stuffed up nose, or frustrated with your CPAP mask, the root of your sleep problem lies in your breathing triangle. And if any one of those passages isn't working, you won't sleep well. And there's no mattress, pill, or other gimmick that can fix that. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. A recipe for a good night's sleep starts with an open airway. Now, there are devices that can help solve snoring or sleep apnea problems. If you walk into a sleep center, know you'll walk out with a CPAP. And you might find other options elsewhere. But the simple truth is, if your nose doesn't work properly, no device will help. Only at Advent will you find every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution, along with a world-class team that can get your nose working properly again.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
That poor shotgun of yours. It only sees the light of day during a hunting trip or two each year. Don't you think that bad boy deserves to be fired year-round? Bring it to Waukesha Gun Club, one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. Their 12-week winter heated 5-stand league starts November 25th. Register today and join other friends of neglected shotguns. Waukesha Gun Club has over 98 acres and is the perfect place for business or family fun outings. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Choose meetup locations and keep a contact list. Build a kit with food and water. Don't forget your pets. Keep extra medicine on hand. Make copies of key documents and keep them somewhere safe. Stay informed, learn about local hazards, and sign up for alerts. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/sendusin.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Next guest. And what a guest is someone who's not on the show for all 3 hours every day, but sometimes joins us. Sometimes it's on a weekly basis, sometimes it's rarely, but he's not on the show every day. and he loves a good Joe Barry explainer as much as anybody. From ESPN.com, it is our friend Rob Domofsky on Wilde and Tausch. Rob, good morning. Can you explain to me what a cluster is, please? Speaking of clusters, am I the only one not hearing Rob?
There he is. There we got him. We got him.
Hey.
Hi.
Can you hear me, Jason?
I can now, yes.
I learned from Joe Barry that the dictionary definition of cluster is right, that actually it is a group of things. So, Joe, thanks for clearing that up for me.
Do you have clarity on where this team is headed in terms of what it's trying to accomplish in the aftermath of the Rasul Douglas trade?
Yeah, I just got done reading Pete Doherty's column in the Press Gazette, which I thought summed it up really well, in which he said Gutekunst would not have made this move if he wasn't really sure that he was safe for beyond this year. Because if not, if he was worried that Mark Murphy was going to make big changes, you have to win every game that you possibly can. And obviously trading one of your starting cornerbacks who's a good player isn't going to help you with that. And it just, I think he's right. I think it further cements that this is a vision beyond just the 2023 season, and that barring something, completely calamitous where, there's infighting between the scouting department and the coaching staff, which I'm not going to rule out because you got to think about it in this regard. Brian Gutekunst, you would assume, feels like he put together a roster that would allow them to compete. And because they're not, he would presumably think that the coaches aren't getting enough out of them. On the flip side, the coaches are probably thinking that the scouting department, led by Brian Gutekunst, didn't give us enough to be competitive. And that's the only way that I think this season could completely, blow up, and this whole rebuilding plan, regardless of what they want to call it, could blow up, as if that becomes a major internal issue. I don't know that it is at this point, but if 2-5 turns into 2-10, let's see what happens.
Yeah, so Rob, I agree with you on the Goody. I think Goody feels incredibly safe, although he was very pat himself on the back guy, which is normally not Goody, I don't believe, saying, I flipped the guy that we didn't even pick up. I had a practice squad, and we flipped him for a third. Does Matt LaFleur feel the same confidence that his job is safe?
Yeah, I mean, Matt, I would say this, outside of one, maybe two brief press conference where he was a little bit short and terse, I don't think Matt's changed all that much publicly. Behind the scenes, not necessarily sure, but the way he's handled it, publicly, I think he's shown some steadiness. He's shown, a calming demeanor in the face of, a really difficult stretch. The question that you have to ask is Matt and this staff the right group to lead a rebuilding thing? And, I think they're going to have to show something, some sort of progress, some sort of an epiphany moment that shows that, hey, look, it's taken a while. We've struggled through some things, but here's something that we showed between now and the end of the season that has us going in the right direction.
I asked Jason to ask this, and I don't know if he did, but what's that relationship? Because with Goody and LaFleur, because I was fascinated to hear the differing opinions of, I let him know, and then go ahead, Jason.
Well, before Rob answers, I tried to ask it in a way that wasn't, hey, do you guys hate each other's guts, right? Like, what was the communication on each side of the equation was how I tried to ask it. But, Rob, I think you and I are aligned on the inkling that we have about this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as it pertained to this, Goody made the decision to trade him and informed Matt LaFleur that he was trading him. I believe that's probably the way it went down. I think it was LaFleur who said, and maybe Goody said it too, that they talk every day, right? And they probably do talk every day. But is it a discussion, or is it I'm telling you what I'm doing kind of a discussion.
Right.
Well, which one is it, in your opinion?
I'm telling you what I'm doing.
Yeah, probably. I also think it could be a case by case thing too. I think on certain things there may be more collaboration than others.
So if you were ranking, they despise each other, they love each other. Despise is at 1, the other one, love is at 10. Where do you have it on the Domofsky meter of the relationship between LaFleur and Goody?
So despise is at the bottom?
Despise is 1. Love is 10.
Okay.
You're giving him a lot of rules for it being his meter.
It's true. It's true.
I'm going to say that, can I do 2 meters? I'm going to say that the LaFleur meter, the floor meter for Goody is probably around a 4.
Okay.
And the Goody meter for LaFleur he's probably a little bit more okay with it, maybe like a 6.
Ooh, that's a good answer. Kind of a little hedgy, which I kind of like too. That's
real hedgy.
It's right on brand for me usually. Yes, exactly. Yeah. All right, so
I could have just said 5 and gone right down the middle. And
I was hoping you didn't, and I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah,
that would have been
great.
very unbold.
Outstanding.
That would have been very bold.
The other thing we did talk about, though, and you were there for Aaron Jones talking yesterday, I guess his story about crying with Rasul and the trade going down and someone telling Aaron Jones that Rasul had just gotten out of the sauna means that Rasul got the call that he thought was a prank call pretending to be Goody while he was at the facility.
Well, in the facility, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it's very possible. It's a big building. Personnel and coaches are in a different area. It's very possible that they didn't know he was in the building, right? I mean, I don't know if he had his snap map location turned on, or if Goody and LaFleur or the position coaches, Joe Barry's got a snap map. Now, Jason, a snap map is a thing that tells you where your friends on Snapchat are currently located, but you have to enable it to show where your location is, which is on a map.
And by enable, you mean turn it on? So
that's funny.
So my Tausch and I talked about this earlier, and look, I am Mr. Sensitivity. I know it's annoying. But I know who I am. Even if I'm getting bad news, yes, the bad news doesn't change, but the delivery matters to me. For NFL players, it would appear that for some, it doesn't matter, and it would appear for Aaron Rodgers, on behalf of a number of past players, it did matter, right? So in this instance, the debate that Tausch and I were having was, the example is the Giants, who got a call from the Seahawks. They were interested in Leonard Williams, and they went to Leonard Williams and said, look, the Seahawks called. We weren't looking to trade you, but we got to consider it. The Packers had the exact same scenario. They had lead time on Rasul Douglas. They got a call a couple days earlier in which Goody said, no, we're not interested. Could this have been handled differently, or do you think, hey, bad news is bad news, and this isn't Bruce Sutter handing out autograph cards at Halloween. This is a big boy league. You just got to deal with it.
What did George say? He believes in God only for the bad stuff on Seinfeld, right? The bad, look, I would tend to think this is a big boy league, and these guys are making a lot of money. It's a professional, and look, I think Rasul Douglas was obviously a very popular player, a guy beloved in the locker room. The media really liked him. But the bottom line is this guy has been here for, 2 years?
Yep.
It's not like this is a 10-year guy who was brought into this organization from the beginning, helped this team win a Super Bowl or something like that. I mean, this is a guy who was acquired in, 2020. 21 in October, right?
Yep.
So he's been here basically 25 months, I think. I think it was early October.
Yep.
So I don't know. Do you owe him more than that? I don't know. I would tend to say no.
I'll tell you this. Just listen to Domofsky's
I'm heartless and you're sensitive.
I was going to say, Domofsky's putting that cat down and sending him to the corridor. He ain't paying $1,500 to get your cat's belly cleaned up. I can assure you. I just heard that and I thought, boy, that cat, good thing that cat's at your place and not Domofsky's.
He'd be dead, though. Yeah. No doubt.
He has 2 cats, though.
All right, Rob. We obviously spent a long time with all the assistant coaches yesterday. You made a comment earlier in this conversation about whether this staff is the right staff to lead a rebuild, which I thought was a really good question to ask. We spent time talking with Jason Vrabel yesterday, who I like, but I do think that there are those that question how effectively and his lack of experience compared to a Jimmy Robinson or some of the other wide receiver coaches we've seen come through here over the years. He's got a really young group that does not appear to have improved a whole hell of a lot and still appears to be struggling.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Jace. This is not to say Jason Vrabel's not a good football coach, but is he a good football coach for receivers that have one and no years of NFL experience, right? I mean, I think I've said this before. There's only one team in the NFL that doesn't have a catch by a receiver who's in his third season or more, and that's the Packers. It's because they don't have a receiver in their third season or more, right?
Right.
And I'm kind of using that as the lead for my story for tomorrow on this whole youth thing.
Can't wait to not read it.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's a Saturday. Nobody reads the internet on Saturday. I don't know why it's running on Saturday. But anyway, I do think it's a valid question. And again, it's not to say that Jason Vrabel isn't a good coach, but we saw this a little bit before, right, with MVS. Was he not the position coach for MVS? And, his development was, maybe not as great as people thought it was. Obviously, Devontae had great seasons under Jason Vrabel. So it's a valid question. I think, and Tausch, you'd know this way better than me, I think it's really, really hard for people who aren't in the meeting rooms, in the building, in practice, to know if a position coach is a good coach, right? Like, I think a coordinator, it's a little easier to tell, especially if he's a play-calling coordinator. I think it's very hard to know if Adam Stenavich is good because he's not the primary guy running the offense.
Right.
But I think position coaches are even harder. Now, maybe it's easy when you have, we all love James Camp, I'm just going to use him as an example. Campy was not necessarily given, 5 first-round picks on the offensive line, yet the offensive lines were usually really good.
Yeah.
That would tell me by deduction that he must be a pretty good position coach. But I think, it's more nuanced than that in a lot of ways. I mean, is Kirk Olivadotti a good inside linebackers coach? He's got, he coaches 3 guys basically, right? Or 4. How many inside linebackers actually play? 4.
Right.
That part of it, Tausch, I don't know, maybe you can shed more light on that than I can, on what, how to tell if a position coach is good for those of us on the outside.
Yeah, to me, it all is about, are you getting better? Because it's really easy. You, me, and Wilde could coach Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams is going to be a stud. Now, getting the best out of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, yeah, you need to coach, and especially when you don't have a Devontae Adams, you need to see some progress. And that, to me, again, the 2-5 record, that's not the big deal here. The fact that this team has regressed and has not gotten any better is where I think Brian Gutekunst has to be looking at it like, because now you're seeing him take a lot more of the heat. You got anybody any good? Are any of these players any good? Because you're not seeing any real form of improvement. You're actually seeing more penalties, drops. That's how you assess coaching. Coaches are there to teach and demand. I don't know how many times I heard Mike McCarthy say that. 1 million. That's what their job is. And players need to perform. And if you're not doing that, you're not going to play, and coaches aren't going to coach. So you're judged on what you see Thursday, Monday, Sunday, and coaches are judged whether or not your players are getting better and can do what is being asked of them to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, assuming the offense doesn't show like a drastic turnaround by the end of the year, what changes are made, on the offensive staff. Because if you remember in 2008, we all know what the record was with Aaron, 6-10. But Rodgers, his numbers were good. You got through the middle of that. Heck, by this point in the season, you were like, okay, this guy's pretty good. The defense was not very good. The defense couldn't hold leads. And what happened at the end of that year, right? Bob Sanders, I believe it was, got fired, and Dom Capers came in the next year. Not only did Dom Capers come in 2009, but they drafted B.J. Raji and then traded up back in the first round to get Clay Matthews. So I always think it's interesting. This is kind of a tangent, but I always think it's interesting that, the teams always give the next guy the resources that they didn't give the previous guy, yet the previous guy was at fault. Like Bob Sanders, maybe he would have been great if he stayed on and you drafted Raji and Clay, right? They always give the next guy the resources that they failed to give the previous guy.
Well, we're lucky to have you as one of our resources. I see you haven't painted the room yet. There had been some talk about that. Is that in?
No, but there's a room right around the corner that is currently in disrepair. That is being
show us. Let's see it. Let's see what it looks like.
Okay,
let's get a little sneak peek.
My wife is going. She's been working on. She has been working on the mudroom laundry room.
Nice cabinetry.
As you can see. You can see it's in a various state of half.
Yeah.
All the cabinets are completely
bold.
gone.
Yeah, very bold. Well, we have Hallman Lindsay Paints. We'll get you some paint to get that knocked out. We'll make sure we get that taken care of. Let's see your bathroom. Let's see if we need to get Kohler Services out there to redo your bathroom.
I'm not sure I can take you there, Tausch. Maybe
That's
next
fair.
week.
Maybe next week. That's a tease.
The beauty of video on the radio. That was really fun. Rob,
what's your interest rate, though, on your mortgage? Because I got a guy.
He can't move. Interest rates are climbing. Rob, before we let you go, do you have any expectations of what the hell is going to happen Sunday? Like any?
No, but Tausch, your whole thing about improvement and progress, like to me, if they don't show any, if there's still two guys running to the same spot and Love's got to throw it away because somebody made the wrong read, if there's things like that, I think that's really discouraging for them. If you're a fan and you're them, you would just like to see something that you can say, okay, that's a sign that maybe things are better. But I don't know what gives you. Okay, so they changed padded practice from Thursday to Wednesday.
That'll help. That'll help.
Yeah, they did a little bit more ones versus ones in practice. Like, does that actually do anything? And like, can you make drastic changes in terms of performance and results in 1 week by doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the crucial part of their
least. For both of you guys, is this the least hyped? Ticket prices up at Lambeau have plummeted. Is this the least hyped and excited that we've been in a long time for a game?
I thought walking into the stadium on Sunday against the Vikings felt kind of dead, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I definitely think that there is a lack of excitement. I do think the best part of the Packers game plan, my understanding is they're going to allow Aaron Jones to also wear his non-contact jersey during the game, which will allow him to put up some really big numbers, which will change everything.
I'm sure the Rams will respect that.
Indeed, they will. Rob, you're the best. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
See you guys.
That is the fantastic Rob Domofsky. We really enjoyed the tour of his home and the paint project that Jessica has going right now. Maybe he'll get a little bit of that done before he heads on over to Lambeau
you're looking
Field.
for some extra spending cash.
Oh,
put the smock on.
Mudroom?
Get over there and paint Rob Domofsky's house.
Like what the college kids do in the summer. Yeah, a little extra cash.
Take Madison with you. She could help you paint. Put that blue tape up. Get the Hallman Lindsay paint out. What else? You're doing it with your buddy? What a deal.
You're just over there solving problems left and right. Thank you for your service.
Look at that. That's not even the right room, but that room looks like it could use a little paint too.
I like Seafoam personally. All right, we need to shift gears off of this. We do need to get ready.
Your cat.
More next. This Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Save on stuff you really need and stuff you bought for fun. Stuff you've always really wanted this holiday at Amazon. Stuff that is discounted if you're naughty or you're nice. Stuff to buy your grandma who drinks her Chardonnay with ice. Stuff to make you big and strong. Stuff we can't name in this song. Stuff for lawns and decking halls. Save big on stuff at Amazon. Stuff.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Adulting in the fall means responsible spiking. For pumpkin spice or whatever your preferred fall drink concoction is, spike it with RumChata. It's a solution for any occasion. RumChata is the world's finest liqueur featuring premium Caribbean rum combined with vanilla, cinnamon, and the highest quality dairy cream sourced from Wisconsin. Enjoy a smooth shot or a tantalizing spiked beverage with RumChata Original. And, backed by popular demand for a limited time, RumChata Peppermint Bark. RumChata, the superior way to spike and sip responsibly this fall.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry, here to tell you about Ridgetop Exterior's most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know basketball? Then try to turn your basketball knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like basketball star Damian Lillard. With more stats than any sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching. You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. And only on Sleeper can you get up to 100 times payout. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm okay. You say it, but you just don't mean it. You're so insane. Shut up and just enjoy this feeling.
Thanks again to Rob Domofsky. Be sure to keep an eye out on YouTube and on Wisconsin On Demand for the new Watching Paint Dry podcast Jesse's invented. That'd be another revenue stream for me, right? We got 5-Star Painting, we got Hallman Lindsay, we've got all kinds of partners, but, you know, maybe we could get like a beverage that we sit and drink while we're watching paint dry, Domofsky and I, at his house, in his mudroom, after I get done painting the walls to make a little extra money for the cat. Tausch, Rob mentioned a column that is in this morning's Green Bay Press Gazette up here in Green Bay. You can read it on PackersNews.com by Pete Doherty. And what he argues is you don't make this trade if you're worried about your job security. But I agree with that. I also think that the conversation we had with Evan Cohen earlier in the week and the idea of Goody, maybe you draft another quarterback, you buy yourself time, and your self-preservation goes up. All those things. I'm curious what you think about the Matt LaFleur piece. Because, as Rob talked about, there are the questions about how much they're improving and regressing. And there's a line in here, and you know I love to read on the radio. This is what Pete wrote in his column. Gutekunst and Murphy also know they'd put Coach Matt LaFleur in a tough circumstance going into this season and made things even tougher for the struggling coach this week by dealing Douglas. To think Murphy would turn around and fire LaFleur for not winning this season just doesn't make sense. I want to believe that, Tausch.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I do. Now, if I were to predict, and I'm not in the predicting business, but if I were to predict, I think Matt LaFleur
you kind of are. You predicted 6-11, and you're looking very good with that. So you're kind of in the predicting business.
I'm more in the informing and entertaining business, I like to think. But be that as it may, and the cat surgery business. But I'm more inclined to believe that Matt LaFleur is back next year and that there is an edict of some sort. You got to make some changes on your staff. We've seen this happen before. You need a more experienced coordinator on offense to help you. You need a different defensive coordinator. Joe Barry's not the guy. Those types of things. That's the kind of half measure that if I was having to guess what would happen on the coaching side, that's what I think would happen. Do you agree with me or disagree with me?
I think it all depends what this next 10 weeks looks like.
That's a big 10 weeks.
I don't think Brian Gutekunst was just talking to Jordan Love.
I agree.
I think he's also talking to Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff as far as where this team is going. I don't think Mark Murphy does not want to fire Matt LaFleur.
He hired him.
I wonder if Matt LaFleur gets to the point where you start asking things of him that he doesn't want to do. Does Matt LaFleur want to stay if he doesn't have any say in what's going on?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he doesn't believe in where this team is headed or Brian Gutekunst's plan? Maybe Matt LaFleur, we could be looking at this from a whole different perspective. Now, I don't envision any of that.
I don't either.
But if I'm Matt LaFleur and I'm taking all these arrows and I have my GM saying this team should be better, and if you're not improving, if this team looks the same way it does right now, everything needs to be on the table. Now, I think most of us envision growth and seeing some things get better, and you want to see your best football being played in December, schedule, all the stuff that we've already talked about. But if not, I think everybody should look at their circumstance. Matt LaFleur would be in high demand if he was a free agent or out not here in Green Bay. So all of those things, and that's why that whole siloification of what's going on in Green Bay didn't make any sense. I would like everyone to be in unison. I don't want to have these conversations.
Right, I don't either.
Of one person saying, well, it's my fault, it's your fault. Fair enough.
All right, we need to get to our Steinhoffel sleepers of the week coming up next. I still believe that they are going to right the ship to some degree. They're not going to sail off into the playoffs, but I think down the stretch they're going to get this figured out on offense. I may be very wrong on that, but I don't think I will be. I think that they will get something. It's interesting hearing them even talk about something as simple, Tausch, as recognizing zone coverages, and they have seen a significant shift away from man-to-man coverage and into more zone because opponents see guys who don't know where to find the holes in zones. They think that they can confuse these young receivers, and they're probably right. Now, you would hope that with coaching and experience, they will get better at that, and they will find those places to sit down and make plays. But again, we'll have to wait and see. All right, we need to get to Steinhoffel's Sleepers of the Week, see who Tausch picks. Did I win last week?
Oh, I got to check.
I definitely didn't.
I took the punter.
I did not win last week.
Yeah, well, Daniel Whelan
I don't think
had a good
anybody
day.
won last week.
No, well, certainly not the Packers. The Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It's banner night at Fiserv Forum. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brian Z. Join me Monday at 6 for the season tip-off edition of Marquette College Game Day. The Big East champion and number 5 ranked Marquette Golden Eagles raise championship banners into the rafters and tip off a new season against Northern Illinois.
Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Monday from 6 to 7 right here on your home for Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart and Cousin Subs.
Prize Picks, the most fun I've had, winning up to 25x on my money during the football season, and now I get to play during the basketball season as well. You get to select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you just place an entry. Pretty simple. And now you get to pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. So for me, I'm going to go Jordan Love, and then I'll go Giannis and Dallas Dame. If I want to go 3-pointers made, rushing touchdowns, can do it. Prize Picks is that simple to play. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Go to prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/WI, code WI.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks fell to 2-2 on the young season following a 130-111 loss to the Toronto Raptors north of the border. Giannis and Damian Lillard combined for just 31 total points on 9 of 12 from the field in the defeat. Head coach Adrian Griffin says the dynamic duo is still learning how to play with each other.
They'll figure it out. They're high IQ, intelligent players, MVP players. But it's still early, and those guys are doing the best they can to trying to figure out each other's strengths and play with each other, and they'll come with time.
The Bucks look to bounce back at Fiserv Forum Friday night against the New York Knicks. Tip-off is set for 6:30.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is with me. So someone suffers a sports injury and walks into OAW. What's next?
In some cases, setting them up with a sports therapist through our facility and seeing if they can get back into what they want to do without surgery. And then in other cases, when we see them back, we follow them along. You're not assessing just their injury, you're assessing the patient. You want to understand their expectations, and based on that, that's where you go down a treatment algorithm to get them back into what they want to do.
Is it tough to take into account the human aspect of things and not just focus on the injury?
I think it's very challenging. And like I said, you have to be invested in the people you take care of to understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are. They just can't be a number and look at, say, an MRI and say, well, you have this, then we're going to do this. I think in every single circumstance, you have to take into account everything that you have and assess the patient, understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Time now for our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. We're all in agreement that none of us won last week, right?
No.
I got skunked.
Somebody has to win.
Oh, Jesse thinks the punter wins. You're not giving it. The punter was punting. It wasn't like he was Iowa's punter.
He was not Iowa's punter. He was Ireland's
like
punter.
average.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he was good, but that... No winners. No winners. We are declaring no winner.
That's
just like
pathetic.
that week that we did our survivor pool and didn't pick anybody.
He had a 59-yard punt last week. That's not Iowa punter
job,
territory.
Man.
I don't know what is.
What else did he do? All right, what was his net average punting last week?
52.
That's pretty good.
His net?
Average yards per punt of the 4 punts.
No, I don't care about
not
that.
what
I
net
care about
is.
net punting. I don't care about yards.
I don't have net on my little box score that I'm
If you really
looking
wanted
at.
to win, if his net punting is 50+, you win.
Daniel Whelan's net punting.
Jesse said last week, it's not, you can pick people, but there's a level of expectation. Just punting the football doesn't mean you win.
It does when you pick
50+
Tucker
net.
Kraft and Jason picks Carrington Valentine.
Tucker
who got
Kraft had a
torched.
nice block. I saw he had a nice block.
very
Well, then
nice.
make a case for your guy. Somebody's got to win.
Daniel Whelan.
No, I don't think my guy deserved to win. I don't think your guy deserved to win.
4
So,
punts,
no, I can't.
a long of 59. He averaged 51.8 gross yards.
That's really good gross.
43.3 yards.
No,
net.
43 net isn't doing it.
So, no,
Get
thank
outta
you
here.
for your service, but no. All right, time now for our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week.
You get fired for that.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to get fired. They do like him. He had a good day. He did not have a Steinhoffel
Yeah, he was
Sleeper
fine.
of the Week winning day. There's no doubt about it. But today is Steinhoffel's biggest Black Friday sale. It's kicking off today, right now. Get the best prices of the season, plus hundreds of bonus buys, like a Queen Beauty Rest mattress for only $399. Sydney and I were at the Steinhoffels here in Green Bay yesterday. Got a little fun thing that we were working on together. I look forward to sharing that with everyone. And all their holiday decor right now is also 10% off. Plus, they offer 72-month special financing, so you can buy now and pay over 6 years. And don't forget, it's Green and Gold Friday, so stop in wearing your Packers gear and get an extra 10% off wall clocks to help celebrate that extra hour in style. Because it's daylight savings, and Tausch loves that time of year. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com. Time now for our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week.
Don't sleep, you gotta stay up.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey. It's time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, Tausch, take Daniel Whelan at your own risk. What do you got?
So it's the running game has been up and down. Passing game has been choppy. Defensively, it's been really tough to find a winner in Steinhoffel's, as we just proved. It was a battle. Nobody could do it. My guy that has helped me with prize picks, my guy that I heard say needs more reps from the wide receivers coach, and my guy that had a drop last week, but his route running has been much heralded. His throwing the football has been much heralded.
Oh.
My guy, Tay Wicks. Oh, Tay Wicks.
Great choice. Great choice. I predict
He's
you
my
will
style.
win. I predict you will win this week.
I need a win.
Not as badly as I might. Jesse!
It's been a while.
Do you have the guts to take Daniel Whelan
I don't.
2 weeks in a row?
No. I'm going to go on a limb this week because, remember we measure sleepers to varying degrees, so...
Well, that's what I was told until you tried to get a punter with a 43-yard net average to win.
And I was...
Very fair.
I was rebuked, so...
Deservedly so.
Out. I was going to pick Jaden Reed. But then Tier 1 Tyler came on yesterday and said...
F word.
He didn't say the F word, but he said we need a Samcon Gatto to rally around this year. And Jason, you mentioned Emmanuel Wilson. Got to run the football, control the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a score. Maybe he does something significant to help propel the Packers to a victory. I'll be there, and I hope I don't fall asleep in the stands. Otherwise, I'd pick myself. I'm going to go with
That's not bad.
I'm going to go with Emmanuel Wilson as my Steinhoffel sleeper of the week.
All right, that's Jesse's pick. I'm taking the pick that I thought Tausch would instead. I'm taking Carrington Valentine. And I have this premonition, a vision, that for all of us that have criticized Goody for this Rasul Douglas trade, saying, you didn't really get a third-round pick for him either. Which, as I look back, I think that probably wasn't necessary.
Very smug.
But it was true. You can't deny that it's true. I was able to get another pick in the top 100. Well, yeah, but you gave up a pick.
It can be both.
All right.
True and smug. Trump.
Carrington Valentine. Schmug. Carrington Valentine with a house call. Pick 6 against Brett Rippon. And I'm going to be saying, I guess Goody knew what he was doing. We got young players we need to see play. And we saw him take it to the house, much like Cito's, for a touchdown. And I'm going to have to acknowledge that, hey, well, maybe they're not as bad off without Rasul Douglas as I thought. So that would be my Steinhoffel Sleeper of the Week. We will see how we fare. And if we have anybody who is... So is that 2 weeks in a row I picked Valentine? Is that what occurred here?
That is what happened, yes.
Okay, well, if you had guts, you'd have taken Daniel Whelan. You might have had a better chance than you have with Emmanuel Wilson, but we'll have to wait and see. Those are our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week presented by Steinhoffels. The 11 o'clock hour, which will include our prize picks for the weekend, which I clearly need to pay much closer attention to.
Less.
On behalf of AJ the Cat, plus headlines and Wonelli and Feel Good Friday, painted by Home and Lindsay Paints. It's all still ahead, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Following Aaron Rodgers' first 7 games as starting quarterback, the Packers offered him a huge contract extension. 7 games into Jordan Love's tenure as QB1, GM Brian Gutekunst has been non-committal about Love's future in Green Bay. With 1 year remaining on Love's deal, Gutekunst says he would rather it not take more than this season to know whether he's the answer at quarterback.
We got 10 games left. It's going to be very important 10 games, and I think he's done a lot of really good things. Really like the way he's responded to the adversity, how he's led the team.
Love and the Packers getting ready to face the 3-5 Los Angeles Rams Sunday at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
I'm Dr. Chris Walsh from the Metropolitan Urology Group, where our board-certified physicians treat a wide range of men's health issues, from prostate symptoms to erectile dysfunction. A majority of treatments can be done in the office or as an outpatient. Don't play games with your health. Call us today at 414-476-0430.
Go Urology, Metro Urology. Real doctors, real solutions.
Learn more at gourology.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath. Even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes. I'm not going down that easily.
o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Across ESPN Wisconsin, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube video. I'm going to tweet out the link. If you don't like to watch on Twitter because you have to stop scrolling, I'm going to share the YouTube link right now so you can spend the 11 o'clock hour on YouTube, which is much easier. I found that to be the case when I watch our shows as well. But we also start with our prize picks for the weekend.
Here we go. Prize picks of the week. Packers-Rams, Sunday at noon at Lambeau Field. We begin with Tausch's favorite projection on the Prize Picks app. It is not Dontavian Wick's passing yards or receiving yards.
Yeah, he's not available.
He is not available this week. There are a lot of players not available as of last check on Prize Picks for the Packers-Rams game because of the uncertainty with injuries on both teams' offenses. Jordan Love, more or less than 12.5 rushing yards. Old T, you going to take it? Aaron Donald's out there. Watch out.
Yeah, but sack yards don't count against it, just kneel downs. And Jordan Love has been blowing by this number all season for the most part. It's went up. I think last week he was up. Wasn't he like 18 or 19 on his projection? I know it's getting a little bit crummier outside. Jordan Love, for as much as people have gotten after him about his accuracy, I think his mobility and being able to extend plays has been a bright spot for Jordan. I'm going more. Feel really good about it.
Jordan Love again, 4 attempts for 34 yards, led the team in rushing. And the good news is, if you're losing games, you're not kneeling down at the end of the game. So you're not losing yardage.
That's true.
The only time this season he did not go over his projection for rushing yards was the Lions game. Every other game he has exceeded the more on his rushing yard projection.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to be brutally honest here. Now that I'm getting involved in this to save AJ, now I'm afraid. I am petrified. Like, we're gonna go more, and he's gonna get like 4 yards because we need him on that wall. We have to. We need to win. These are must-win situations for AJ's sake. So,
are you going to go 6? Are you going to try 6? Or are you going to try to do 3? Or what?
My favorite is
25X on
the 4-pick flex. If you get 4 for 4, I think it's a 10X. But if you win 3 out of 4, you still win. It's if you bet $5, you win $7.50 or however. I don't know what the exact.
Yeah, but
so 10X.
1.5.
If we win $150, we could pay for this $1,500 surgery in one fell swoop.
And today's Flex Friday, so they increased it a little bit.
Or we could lose, and then I would be out $150 plus the $1,500 for this cat.
If you sign up today, you also, a lot of times on Fridays, they give you free play.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yep.
So you get credited back if you lose. So there's all kinds of options on Prize Picks, as we know. But I love the Jordan Love more. I love it.
All right. I'm with you. I say it nervously, but I'm with you. Aaron, Jordan Love, more rushing yards than the projection.
So you can only take a player once. Do you like Jordan Love more or less 217.5 passing yards?
I hate his passing yard figuring this out thing. It's just too many young guys have made it difficult for anyone to know what to expect.
It's fair. Tausch, you agree?
Yeah, I go less. No, I feel pretty good about less on that.
Oh. Interesting.
Less than 217?
The wild card, the wild card on this is, are they going to draw PIs or are they going to catch it? You need big plays.
You do, no doubt.
And they haven't been able to get them, so I don't envision that changing. Hopefully I'm wrong, but
Love 229 last week. 229 in passing yards last week.
Well, they were down 24-3.
Yeah, they were airing it out there late.
41
They aired it out, and they played soft defense at the end, and he still only got 229.
Let's go to the other side of the ball. Aaron Donald. against Josh Myers playing his best football.
But people really don't like that.
More or less than a quarter of a sack. 0.25 sacks.
I didn't know they could do that.
Well, I think they said it there because you can be awarded a half a sack. So it's basically, does he get to the quarterback at all in the game and get commended with at least a portion of a sack?
Yeah, they're going to be high alert to try and slide protections and making sure there's not just one body on him. But I would think I'm going to go less just because I think they'll hold him off. I'm going to go less.
Okay, well, I think he's going to get one. And Josh Myers has never played against him, and I think he's going to get an education despite playing the best football of his career. So I guess we can't agree on that one. We'll agree to disagree like Jesse, like Brian Gutekunst and I did, Jesse.
Well, agree to disagree. That was it I could find as far as prize picks as of this morning.
Yeah, I wanted to get Rippin for a pick. I wanted Rippin for a pick. He ain't on there.
He's not listed because they don't know that he's starting yet. So, and because of that, you don't have like Cooper Kupp receiving yards, Puka Nacua receiving. Like everything is dependent on who's going to play. So, regrettably, we move down to Giannis. More or less than 42.5 points, rebounds, assists for the NBA's in-season tournament. Game number 1 against the Knicks tonight on ESPN.
I'm so confused by this in-season tournament. So it's not like it's not like an actual tournament. Like they're not playing like a round robin this weekend, right?
They're playing a round robin, but they're doing one game today, and then they go back to the regular season and then they go to the second round robin.
That's not a tournament.
Take it up with Adam Silver.
I will.
I agree with Jason.
Or Justin Garcia. I'm sure he has a direct line. But anyway, they did fancy-looking court tonight at Fiserv Forum. Every team has a new painted court for the play-in tournament game, so it'll look different. It's like all
nice
green. They got the trophy at midcourt. You'll like it. I'm fascinated by basketball court design, so I'm excited to see what it looks like tonight. I used to draw.
I'm fascinated by what fascinates you.
I used to draw. I used to draw basketball courts when I was younger. That was one of my favorite things to do. I'd like draw the fun ones.
A little glimpse into little Jesse and what he was entertained by. Bowling and drawing basketball courts.
Tausch, Giannis always has big games against the Knicks. You taking them tonight? 42.5?
I've been stung a little bit by old Giannis. It hasn't been good. You know who I go with. You know my guy. Guy that when he comes to Milwaukee, they don't play him. No.
Oh, not Dame time either?
Joker's always my guy. Joker's my guy.
Well,
as I've told you guys many times, our game's very similar. You know, kind of a
very similar
three-tool guy.
Sweet
pass,
feet.
Rebound, and score.
Jesse, if Joker is Tausch's guy, then Aiden O'Connell is your guy. We should probably do him.
Did you see?
In some form.
Yeah, I put
He's
him on
starter.
here. Starting quarterback QB1 for the Las Vegas Raiders. My guy. You guys doubted me. Look what rookie is starting games besides C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young right away. Look at who it is.
It's true.
AOC, Aiden O'Connell, the statue. Legacy begins this weekend. More or less than 0.5 interceptions thrown for Aiden O'Connell.
Definitely more.
Against the New York Giants, who stink.
Ooh. Giants stink, but he'll still throw one. I got more.
I got more, too.
Oh, man.
This one we can do. Yeah.
I got to pick
doesn't mean he's not good, Jesse. Your guy is good. He's really good, the statue. But he's still a rookie who throws interceptions because they all throw interceptions.
Would have been a controversy right now in Green Bay if they would have taken him. Or, of course, they could have traded Jordan Love, drafted Aiden O'Connell this year. Aaron Rodgers could do whatever he wanted to do. Everybody would be happy. Devontae
And Sean Clifford would be starting.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for our prize picks for the weekend, in which I was much more invested. Tausch, tell me again, if I wanted to get started on prize picks, how I go about it.
Yeah, so Fridays, you got that free flex Friday. You can go, Jason, I don't know if you're going to go 6 players. You want to get 25X on your money, pay for that cat surgery. You're not competing against me or Jesse, just against Prize Picks' projections and They have every sport you could think of. You got that tournament that they got going on, cricket, Euro, hoops, everything that you can think of. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. And here you go, Jason. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com. And then first-time users, which you will be, I'm giving you 100. You put in that 100, and PrizePicks throws you another 100. So you now have 200 to play with, and you get the free Flex Friday, everything that you could look for. Just make sure you use that promo code WI. Again, download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com to get started today.
Headlines are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The off-season wait is over. It's Marquette hoop season.
He'll drive baseline under the basket to a flashing Iguodala.
Oh,
he stuffed it, counted it a foul.
Good.
The number 5 Golden Eagles tip off their season Monday night with Northern Illinois coming to Fiserv Forum. Our game day coverage starts at 6 with Marquette College Game Day, followed by Gabe Neitzel and the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 7 o'clock. Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith are on the call at 7:30. 94.5 ESPN, the official home for Marquette basketball.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Looking for a bank with home field advantage? You got it. At Associated Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. That's why scoring a Packers checking account is the right play for your pay. And here's the kicker. Your Packers debit card gets you 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop. Join the team today. Open your Packers checking account at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Associated Bank, the bank of the Packers since 1919. Your money works here. Member FDIC.
PrizePicks, the most fun I've had, winning up to 25x on my money during the football season, and now I get to play during the basketball season as well. You get to select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you just place an entry. Pretty simple. And now you get to pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. So for me, I'm going to go Jordan Love, and then I'll go Giannis and Dalla Dame. If I want to go 3-pointers made, rushing touchdowns, can do it. PrizePicks is that simple to play. Testing my skills on PrizePicks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes PrizePicks the #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Go to prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/WI, code WI.
We all experience daily struggles, and with so many concerns to be conscious of, breathing should not be one of them. Mark Tausch here for Advent, and if you're like me and have had snoring issues, sinus problems, or difficulty breathing, then you'll want to meet the team at Advent. The team of Advent specialists have a few simple steps to help evaluate your individual limitations and get you back to breathing well. Since Advent addressed my snoring and nasal breathing issues, I feel great. I've never slept better, and my wife Sarah is incredibly appreciative. The team of Advent specialists listened to my struggles, found the best solution for me, and customized it to my needs. Take my word for it and go to adventknows.com to learn more about simple solutions to snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems. And schedule your appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Time now for headlines. No Josh and Hartman. I've got my headline, Jesse's got his, and of course the Academy has theirs. But before we can do our headlines, presented by Fleet Farm, Tausch, the figurehead of the Academy, much like he is with 565 Analytics, can tell us more about Fleet Farm.
Hey, Packer fans! Get a free Fleet Farm Packers hat this Saturday only. Stop by any Wisconsin Fleet Farm store and get this free hat with any purchase of $50 or more. Pick up your game day gear and get the hat with your purchase. Don't miss out. This Saturday only at all Wisconsin Fleet Farm stores. And Christmas shopping just got easier with layaway at Fleet Farm. You can fill your basket with everyone's gifts and visit the customer service desk to get set up for layaway. You can get the gifts secured today, and you can pay later for convenience. So I don't know if you understand the concept of layaway, but you get your gifts, and then you lay them away, and then you can pay later at Fleet Farm. Find gifts from every wish this year at Fleet Farm, serving the Midwest since 1955.
Thank you, Joe Barry, for Fleet Farm. Time now for headlines.
We've buried the lead,
but it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, I've read the headlines.
It's time to predict this week's headlines.
All right, Jesse, time now for headlines. I feel like I got a bad rap on this. I didn't actually quit. I quit once for effect, and then last week I ceded my time.
That was a smart seed.
You technically won last week because Josh donated it to you.
I'm not taking credit for that. He did it. He was amazing. We'll build up to Tausch. Jesse, do you have a headline you'd like to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. There once was a coach named McVay whose legacy began to decay. With a QB named Rippin', interceptions be flippin'. Packers win by 3 on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Jesse. I didn't know it was your birthday.
So I assume your parents are out of town?
Yeah, I think they're busy. Yeah, they got something going on. No. We're
That's pretty good.
We're going to the game on Sunday.
Do you think his reputation has decayed?
They continue to be as bad as they've been the last 2 years, yeah.
They said blank them picks.
People still look at him as a genius.
No,
I agree.
No, 3 years ago McVay was 3 years ago McVay was the guy. Now Shanahan's the guy. Tables have turned. He's not even the best coach. He's not even considered the second best coach in his division because come the last 2 years with Geno Smith, everybody's saying Pete Carroll's been exceptional the last couple of years.
Everybody.
Since the Super Bowl,
he's got a chance.
Shanahan and
Sean
Pete Carroll
McVay
get better reps than McVay does in the NFC West.
He's rehabbed. I thought last year everybody felt like he mailed it in. Mm-hmm. And I think with the new contract, I think he's resurgent. I'm back on the McVay train. I thought he mailed it in after they won. He was talking about taking a TV job, this cushy life that we live. Yeah, I get it. I think he's now reframed it, and he's back grinding away.
All right. My turn. Will the Packers be feline fine about their offense? Or will it be another first half catastrophe? My gut says Jordan Love will be surgical in the passing game. And having vet running back Aaron Jones full go will be a lifesaver on Sunday. Hashtag save AJ the cat, not AJ Dillon, although I hope AJ Dillon's doing good too.
Pretty good. Yeah, I think one of your best of the year so far. That's pretty good.
Prayers up, AJ. All right, time now for what everyone's waiting for. The musical rendition. And I am glad, I just want to say this before you play this. I am glad that to some degree you got to experience what those of us on the panel, since you guys started doing this, you got no shots. You guys are great. Major props to your brothers for all the work they put in and the singing that you do for these headlines. It has been a game changer. We love it, but it does make it hard for the rest of us. So thank you, Josh and Heartland, for giving Tausch a taste of that last week. And without further ado, here is this week's the Academy Singers presents this week's headline.
Kill the headlight. The season's in neutral. Dumpster fire flaming with the offense in cruise control. Barry's in trouble with an overhyped D. Got a couple of coaches asleep on the love seat. Wilde came in saying I'm insane to proclaim that the Packer playoff team and that D-Bach would be playing. Don't believe everything that I breathe. For 3 years running, I said this is a Super Bowl team. So I'll save some face with a shot in the dark. Josh from Heartland better octaves than Mark. Yo. Book it. So I was off before. The Pack's a loser, baby. Tausch wrong about the playoffs. Double barrel buckshot. So I may be wrong once more. The Pack's a loser, baby. Free falling for Caleb.
Is that Beck? Is that who sings that?
It is. So I love this song, and so one of my Academy mates is kind of sick and tired of the losing that we've had. So instead of the love theme that we've been rolling with, which will be back, we went this road, and I actually had a really difficult time. Jesse and I took probably longer doing this because this is one song I have for all the years. I love singing in my Chevy Tahoe. I get words wrong all the time. My family gives me grief all the time because I'll butcher words. I actually can sing this song lyrically, and it was very difficult for me to use the lyrics that the Academy provided within this song frame because I've sung this song so many times back when I was in my youth.
I'm glad you bring this up because I don't want to call you a liar. But I have always heard this song and wondered, what the hell is he mumbling in the refrain? So can you tell us what that is?
No.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Like, I know that part, but whatever that, what is that, Portuguese? Before that, what is that?
No, it's all lyrically, it's all lyrically, like, good, but I don't know, like they're chewing off a rat, and like that's a whole ordeal.
And choking on the splitters.
Yeah, it's a goofy deal, but I always liked it, and I always thought if I could just memorize these lyrics, that is one song that I did, and it actually hurt me in my performance on whenever we did this taping. So I prefer the songs that I butcher. Because then I don't know the lyrics. I can utilize the lyrics a lot easier, if that makes sense.
Well, it was well done. A shout out to Josh and Heartland, who deserved it from you guys. Also, an admission, if I was listening to those lyrics correctly,
a couple times.
Some admissions of some inaccuracies in your expectations for this team. They have let you down, and they have let a lot of people down.
Do you want to hear it again? Because there's a lot of lyrics to unpack there. Should we play it again for you? No, you don't even care.
I'm being told that the part that I don't understand is I'm a loser in Spanish.
Oh.
So, let's hear it again.
I don't think that's
That's what Josh is telling. Josh DiMaggio is telling me that. And Josh DiMaggio, we know, unlike other people on the panel, actually fact checks things before he tells them to us.
Sometimes.
Perhaps.
Kill the headlight. The season's in neutral. Dumpster fire flaming with the offense in cruise control. Barry's in trouble with an overhyped D. Got a couple of coaches asleep on the love seat. Wilde came in saying I'm insane to proclaim that the Pack a playoff team and that D-Bach would be playing. Don't believe everything that I breathe. For 3 years running, I said this is a Super Bowl team. So I'll save some face with a shot in the dark. Josh from Heartland, better octaves than Mark. Yo. Book it. So I was off before. The Pack's a loser, baby. Tausch wrong about the playoffs. Double barrel buckshot. So I may be wrong once more. The Pack's a loser, baby. Free falling for Caleb.
Soy un perdedor. Spanish for I'm a loser. So thank you to Recluse on Twitter and to Big Cat on the text chain for confirming that. All right. Nicely done. It's been a great run. We'll see what you got next week.
This was the weekend last year, by the way, where this evolution of headlines was born. This was the weekend when
the Presidents?
No, this was the weekend that the Packers went into Detroit to play the Lions. And Tausch did his Eminem rap last year.
Do we still have that?
Oh, I can find it. Yeah, we have it.
I would argue that remains the GOAT.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Now, let me be clear. I think there's been some really, really good ones this year. Don't get me wrong on that. But there was a surprise effect to it. There was a timeliness of them being in Detroit, the home of Marshall Mathers. It was that was one that knocked me out my seat. That's how good it was. Okay. Jesse, let's relive that great moment before we get to Wona.
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. From November 4th, 2022.
Receiver's palms are sweaty. D-Bach's knees weak. Rogers' arm is heavy. LaFleur is spitting up his mom's spaghetti. There's vomit on his sweater already. Team's nervous. On the surface, the squad looks calm and ready. Rogers ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting that Devontae's gone. And the whole crowd goes so loud, but he opens his mouth and Aaron Jones' name won't come out. The Pack is choking how? All the fans are joking now. Playoff clock runs out. Time's up for Barry. Pow! Goot lost himself in the moment. The fans will never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss a chance to go. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime to go to a Super Bowl.
Am I right or am I right?
I hope that last line isn't accurate. Feels like it.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Your rhythm's gotten better.
God, I don't know. That was pretty good.
Sure.
8 Mile. 8 Mile Tausch. Pretty good out of the chute, but he just keeps getting better and better, like the Packers offense. All right, that's headlines. We will get to Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Peace.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. The Wisconsin football program has officially announced their full schedule for the 2024 season. Highlights of the schedule include opening with 3 straight home non-conference games, including Western Michigan, South Dakota, and and Alabama on September 14th. Following a bye week, they'll make their first Big Ten trip to USC, and other home opponents include Purdue, Penn State, Oregon, and closing out the season at the camp against Minnesota. Next year's Big Ten championship game is on December 7th of 2024.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round. No interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Visit PellaWI.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand-select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. But we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry, here to tell you about Ridgetop Exterior's most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Kill the headlight. The season's in neutral. Dumpster fire flaming with the offense in cruise control. Barry's in trouble with an overhyped D. Got a couple of coaches asleep on the love seat. Wilde came in saying I'm insane to proclaim that the Packer playoff team and that D-Bach would be playing. Don't believe everything that I breathe. For 3 years running, I said this is a Super Bowl team. So I'll save some face with a shot in the dark. Josh from Heartland, better octaves than Mark. Yo. Book it. So I was off before. The Pack's a loser, baby. Tausch wrong about the playoffs. Double barrel buckshot. So
your own backup singer.
I may be wrong once more. The Pack's a loser, baby. Free falling for Caleb.
All right, I have a confession before we get to Low Nelly. When Tausch says in that song, Josh and Heartland better octaves than Mark, I didn't know who you were talking about until I heard it for the third time, because nobody thinks of you as Mark. It was a reference to you.
Yeah.
Very confusifying. No doubt about it. Time now for Low Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Is it IPT in poor taste to be put in charge of planning your own birthday weekend?
You want to get what you want?
Well, but I'm asking this not from a place of greediness. Don't give me that
Tell us
maniacal
more.
laugh. So, my birthday is Sunday, and the last couple of years, we've done larger friend get-together. Like, I have a friend from Illinois, his birthday is today, so our birthday weekends are often very much aligned. It's a good excuse for all of us to get together. There's 10 or 12 of us that usually get it. But last year we went to a Badgers tailgate on Regent Street. A couple of years ago we went up north to the cabin for the weekend. And this year, with our dog and just kind of the way the calendar worked out, we didn't want to do anything big this year. And then so a week ago, I'm just we're cruising by. I knew we were going to the Packers game Sunday. Becca's well, what are we doing for your birthday weekend? I'm I don't know. Do you have anything you want to do? She's well, it's your birthday. You pick what you want to do. And I just felt I didn't want to impose, hey, everybody, it's my birthday on Sunday, so Friday night, let's go to do this, and Saturday, let's go to do that. I feel like I've turned the corner on that, but I felt like I was put in charge of it. There was an expectation. Is it IPT to do that or to be put in that position, I guess? Either question makes sense in this situation.
Whose idea was it to go to the Packer game?
I think I said, they have a home game on my birthday this year. And then Becca said, oh, great, let's get the tickets. Let's go to that one. So my father-in-law, we didn't find out until earlier this week, my father-in-law actually gave the tickets to us for it. So we were just going to go and tailgate and watch the game at a local establishment like we did for the Saints game, but now we got the tickets to go. Because, ticket values. Free fall.
Yeah, I feel like your birthday's become a bigger nuisance to you than they're celebrated. Is that fair?
It's become a bigger nuisance to those who care about it.
When it comes to your birthday, you always seem to have some type of
complaint
to pick.
Yes.
One time, my parents went to Vegas. And I said, my parents are out of town for my birthday. And suddenly now I have the reputation of having a bone to pick about my birthday.
So if you didn't let me ask you this. So if you didn't take any initiative on your birthday, what happens? What do you guys end up doing?
Well, how far back are we going?
No one even knows it's his birthday.
Right.
Is what happened.
Yeah. We made it till 11:17 before anyone on the show heard it was my birthday. So, I guess nothing happens.
That's one of the reasons. I wish I was on Facebook. I'd be better at that. I'm going to throw Sarah under the bus because she typically will send me a text when it's someone's birthday that I should say happy birthday to because I don't know because I'm not on Facebook.
Sure.
But in fairness to her, your birthday's not till Sunday, so I'm assuming she'll throw me a text on Sunday. I feel like you just, I don't know what you would have done. It's not IPT. You want to have something go on your birthday, you got to make it happen, Captain. You did.
But then if you make it happen, then you look like you're the conceited one who wants to make everyone come along and celebrate your birthday, and that's not what I want.
It's your brand.
Isn't that kind of how
Jesse, what birthday is this?
32? 31? I forget. 32, I think. 32.
Well, I'm sorry. You're not sure how old you are?
I forgot. 32.
Okay. 32. So at what age does your birthday become a day where you and your wife, or someday when
32.
you guys have kids, you go out to eat, and that's really it? We don't have to create this big celebration in honor of Jesse J. Nelson turning 32-ish.
I would have said
I think
31.
when his turtles in the backyard grow up. When those turtles grow up, I think.
We'll never know.
If you would have asked
Lori.
me this question years ago, I would have said 31. No one cares at 31. And then, you do the benchmark birthdays, you do a little something like 40, 50, the round numbers.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I'm on board with you can do something big for when you turn 40.
But like I said, last year I didn't really plan the whole thing. It just kind of happened where my friend was like, "Hey, can we come up for this weekend? I saw there's a Badgers game." Yeah, and then it became a thing. It was
Jesse Palooza.
It was less a birthday thing, and it was more of a like everybody gets together kind of thing.
And it just happened to be your birthday.
Right, yeah, good excuse.
Well,
to do
Jesse, like Gabriel Garcia Marquez once said, what matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. So all of this planning and anything else, like Gabrielle said, doesn't really matter. It's about how you remember it, what you remember. So take that for what it's worth.
Did you get a new calendar?
Friday.
Did you throw away the pun calendar?
Yeah, what happened to the pun calendar?
calendar?
What the heck happened to that thing?
I spilled coffee on it. It's kind of stained and it's all...
Really?
Yeah. No, but my Friday quotes, remember when Ronald Moore gave us that great quote?
Bob Moore.
Now, this
Bob
one
Moore.
came across my desk, and it fit kind of what Jesse was talking about, so Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Nice little quote.
Whoa, Nelly.
Or Maya Angelou also sent me a quote. It said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. So that could also fit Jesse's birthday weekend.
It's Maya Angelou and you're a Maya Angelou or something. We really
or
need a
Isabella Allende. Isabella Allende also said, you are the storyteller of your own life, and you can create your own legend or not.
Are you sure that wasn't Aaron Rodgers?
Well, Isabel said it, and I'm sure Aaron probably took it and put it in a Book of the Month club.
Whoa, Nelly.
The college basketball season starts on Monday.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
You want any more quotes? Or
no,
is that
you don't have a quote of the day. You've read like 5 quotes already.
No, but I haven't read them in forever. I have a list that I just haven't gotten to.
Gabrielle. Quote of the day.
Like Pablo Nereda said, you can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. That's pretty apropos for today.
It's like the Grinch.
You can cut all the flowers, but you can't keep spring.
I was hoping there was something with daylight savings time and clocks, but I don't see anything.
Take away the gifts, but it's still Christmas.
Whoa, Nelly.
I'll ask you about college basketball on Monday. Let's draw the trivia winner. This went well.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah,
Hey,
Tausch.
Jesse.
Yeah.
You know, a fun thing to do is you could go to the zoo. And some aquatic mammals escaped from that zoo that you were going to visit.
Oh, no.
And it was otter chaos. Otter.
They should really seal up those doors.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Yeah, seal.
It took a minute. Yeah. By the way, as Benjamin Franklin once told us, lost time is never found again, which I feel like we just experienced for the last 15 minutes or so. Jesse, we got a winner?
You don't say. Drawing from the cheese fry helmet.
It's got to be double trivia yesterday.
It is one of the double trivia contestants, despite their minimal entries. Congratulations, Ryan in Waterford. A new place to live and a new prize pack coming your way.
Ryan wait a second. Isn't he a Gosling?
No.
Oh, he's not from Watertown. But does he have a blue bus? Then he goes to Mauston.
All right.
No.
We wrap up the week with more great quotes from Tausch's calendar and Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Can you believe what Chris Canty said on Unsportsmanlike this week?
Let me run down the list of quarterbacks who have a worse passer rating than Jordan Love. Jimmy Garoppolo, Zach Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, Daniel Jones. That's the list. I'll take all them quarterbacks over Jordan Love.
Does kind of have a point, though.
Is he the worst starting quarterback in the NFL?
He's in the conversation.
More hot takes like that every morning on 94.5 ESPN, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It's Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Canty.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
They thought by bringing in Jordan Love, they wanted to make sure that when Aaron Rodgers fell off that proverbial cliff, that they were going to be in the right kind of spot. They were going to be fortified in that spot. But if you're going to draft a Jordan Love, he has to be dominant Utah State to back up Mark Chmuro's point. You look at Ben Roethlisberger. out of Miami of Ohio in the Mid-American Conference. But he was a dominant quarterback. And the Steelers said, oh, yeah, we'll take him with a top 15 pick, and that guy's going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Jordan Love wasn't bad at Utah State, but if you're going to be at Utah State, you have to be great at Utah State. Or you got to be that great, but your personnel does not match with your talent abilities. We could never say that about Jordan Love. And I shudder to think, Chad, that they're already having drafters' remorse. And he has not even gotten through a half of the season being the guy's starting quarterback, replacing Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Celebrate with Marquette on November 6th as they tip off the season and raise the Big East Championship banner. The first 10,000 fans get a free replica banner courtesy of Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Tickets are going fast. Get your tickets today at gomarquette.com/tickets.
At Big East Media Days last season, Marquette was largely an afterthought, selected to finish 9th in the conference. Fast forward 6 months later, the Golden Eagles rolled into the NCAA tournament as Big East regular season and tournament champions. This season, MU was installed as the league favorite and number 5 ranked team in the country. So how do they keep that chip on their shoulder mentality?
Internally, we know we got to get better. We know that we got to come out every single night and play like we are that 9th place team.
That's senior guard Tyler Kolek. The Golden Eagles tip off the regular season Monday, November 6th against Northern Illinois at Fiserv Forum.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the November 5th game. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it.
We wrap up the show and wrap up the week with Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, which I'll be using to paint the mud room at Casa de Domovsky with our new podcast, Watching Paint Dry. Yet to be launched, but that was a really good idea, Jesse. Good work.
Pretty good idea.
We start Feel Good Friday with the inventor of Feel Good Friday, one Mark Tauscher.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought I thought very highly of Kirk Cousins for a while. I think he's always been underrated as far as a quarterback goes. He's kind of a dork, but I don't mind that. I want my quarterback to be disciplined and everything else. And we saw him on quarterback, and then unfortunately, he comes into Lambeau and he has a great game. He's playing great, throwing it all over the place, and he pops his Achilles. So, normally you do that, and it's, oh, man, woe is me, the world. Not only does he get up on the cart and he's cheering for his team, letting him know that he's okay, the support that he got, but then I saw this from Blair Reynolds on Twitter. And it basically, they had a trick or treat. The Vikings had one at their facility. It would have been real easy for Kirk Cousins to say, I tore my Achilles, I'm going to have surgery the next day. He goes to this thing on his scooter, and Blair Reynolds has his nephew. He's got a picture of his nephew getting an autographed football from Kirk Cousins with one foot up on the little scooter deal that he's mopeding around in. He showed up, and he stayed there for his fans, signed a bunch of autographs. I thought it says a lot. You don't have to like Kirk Cousins as a quarterback because he's going against your squad. But I think that's something I think everybody can respect and admire, that he was doing that a day after he ruptured his Achilles tendon.
Jesse, does that move Kirk Cousins ahead of Aiden O'Connell for you?
Nah, I like my guy. I mean, it's a great thing from Kirk Cousins, but come on, we're moving on to the future. Let's see Aiden O'Connell this weekend against the New York Giants. My guy.
I have a personal feel-good Friday. I got to talk to one of Tausch, your favorite people, yesterday. I called Bob Harlan. I got to talk with him for a little bit. He said he's having some mobility issues, but he's doing okay otherwise, and he is one of the GOATs in Packers history. You know, we talk about Wolf and Holmgren and Favre and Reggie, and all deservedly so. But it really did start, and I was not calling him for anything work-related like, hey, how do you think this new structure is really working out for the team that your replacement put together with his silos? I just wanted to check in on him because I just think he's so wonderful. And it was great to catch up with him. He's just such a good guy. And I know you had a really good time with him on the tailgate tour one year, but you had a good relationship with him throughout your career. He's one of the all-time good guys, and it was fun to get to talk to him.
It's just he's such an easy guy to talk to, and he has as you know, a great sense of humor and a love for the organization and for the team, and it always exuded what he was doing. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my time when Bob was the president and I played. We had a great relationship, and I think he did a wonderful job as far as being a steward for that organization.
All right, so that's Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
Did Bob think that Josh Myers is playing the best football of his career, or
that did not come up in our conversation? Okay. But apparently,
Bob
a lot of people
never drew up. Bob never got in red zone meetings either, so he maybe should have sometimes. But he never did.
He hired the general manager and got out of the way. Tausch, predict. You said this is. There's no buzz.
Yeah, I just don't.
There's no excitement. You don't know what to think.
There's no buzz. I went out on a limb last week. I really felt like a strong limb. I felt like that team was going to bounce back.
And it cracked.
I feel like they're going to bounce back again. Am I as confident? Am I going to tweet about it? Nope, I'm not. I don't know what this team is. Nobody does. Enjoy the ride, man. This is going to be choppy. Enjoy it because they could win by 15. They could lose by 15. Nothing will surprise me when we come back here on Monday.
All right, well, we will reconvene on Monday with full phone lines, most likely. Win or lose. Maybe it'll just be celebratory full phone lines. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us all week and today. Thanks to Rob Domofsky for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. Take care. Be good.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay, and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Could we get your digits?